Alright, how's it going, man? Kami, how's it going, man? Not, how's it going, man? Hate wave in the rest of Europe, but cool where I live. It's great. We're laughing. Let's go. Nagito, how's it going, man? Oh, you're still modded? Jesus, it's not your birthday anymore. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus. Can't have this bum as a fucking mod. What did the world come to? Also, there's a fucking idiot name and there's a window that keeps slamming. It's annoying. So you want to do is you want to take like a heavy metal utensil, like a really thick spoon or like a spatula or something, and you just whoop, right into the window, shatters. Problem fixed. Tomorrow is the last French exam of my life. Let's go! Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I sent a meme in general chat a couple days ago. This was fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna be able to find it on my... Oh yeah, here it is. Government confirms Duolingo will be included in under 16 ban. No child in Britain needs to know what the French are saying. How's it going, man? Yes, Outer Wilds after COI. Not really, since the frame of the window that slams, but I'm tempted to do it. Yeah, just ruin his day. Fuck it, he's ruining your day, ruin his back. Fuck him. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Something like A, consonant A. Evening, how's it going, man? A gate? No R, no I, but something to orate, but no R. Something like orate could be obate. I feel like I'm really stuck in Wordle because I just keep doing the same bullshit words every fucking day and I go, my god, I'm so bad at it. Like, I know these words are bad and I just refuse to change them. Maybe I'm who's bad. What is it? Oh, it was. Oh. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, so I went to check what the slamming sound was, and I might be mentally challenged. It's gonna be his window. It's gonna be his window. It's gonna become his own window. Wordle devs are war criminals. It was the door of another room in my place. Oh my god, Kami. Alpha. Primary. Andrew. Tate. I'm sorry. Lead. Boomer. Okay, the boomer generation, the silent generation, the Gen X, in my defense, that window's been open for hours and they started slamming now. Bro, you didn't hear how loud it was? Would Andrew Tate... He said so himself, Hope. He said that himself. This is not even a joke. I remember watching this clip and going, I really thought that would have been super out of character for you. Good for you. Good for you. Boomer X. Does anyone else see, like, the boomer generation, Gen X, the silent generation? I don't know, what is that? Right. Fuck. Okay, that's not it anyway. Never mind. By times multiplication. Yes. You were watching Andrew Tate. His clips would show up in everyone's feed. You know this, Hope. Don't lie to me, okay? I don't know, the idea of generations, but it included alpha, so I don't know. Oh, fair, Gen Alpha. That could have... Maybe that was also... Maybe that was part of the confusion thing. Stressed. Awareness! How's it going, buddy? Your crash out to hearing Ami Bella? His name every time. Dude, it's crazy, right? This bitch has been dead for so long, and like, everything's like, oh, me Bella. Brother, we got so many alive gods. We got so many great old ones. And I keep hearing this dumb bitch. She'd been dead for so long. Okay, come on, guys. We gotta get the connect. We didn't get the world, but we gotta get the connections. Yeah, but she's not in that category, bro. Mr. Door? Listen, I don't like him that much. He has cool as fuck art, though. But, like, it would make sense. It would be like, the world is about to end. And Mr. Door would be like, let me pull out a sealing spell I haven't used since the Heian era. Black hole sealing jutsu. And you're like, excuse me now? But now think about this, City of Silver got better from Frankly. I think it was a sequence 7, right? Maybe a 6, but I think it was a 7. Dude, she's literally getting overtaken by someone of her own pathway at, like, barely a mid-sequencer. Okay, I'm short-tempered, I am stressed out, I am silent, and I'm soft. That was not at all where I was going, but I somehow lucked into it. Ami Bella, 0 feet is 0, nothing, 7 mentions, genuinely. Unk is short? Depends who you ask, I suppose. If Luka Doncic is in the room, I'm pretty short, I guess. Oh, Team Dome. No, let's do Cobbler first. Let's just stick to our sequence. To be clear, I said short-tempered. You just... Oh, nice. Mr. Door in prison thinking about how much they're gonna glaze him in the future. he's like, I'm gonna come back for like 5 minutes, but damn, everyone's gonna go, damn, his fit hard as fuck though. Sharon. 50 puck female later in the series. Count layout. Sequence 2. Whoa, Bernadette. I think he was busy 2v1ing 2 pillars. Still lost, bro. My bro had feats appearing out of thin air after he died. Genuinely. Imagine he died. He died in the last book, and in this book we realize this motherfucker sealed a black hole sent by the... something... what the fuck was it? I don't know. That guy had a cool, hard as fuck name, though. The Great Old One. It's like some bullshit name. What was the name? Supernova Dominator. Yes, thank you. Like, that was what the Supernova Dominator sent out a black hole, and Mr. Door said, nah, it was decent. Ruler of the Stars? I don't know, is that how? Okay, Catley, Bernadette, let's go to chess and we'll start reading, okay? Oh, Kami, where am I supposed to stop today? I just made up a number for the chapters. I don't actually know. They keep mentioning the most random shit. Dude, genuinely. Zaza, yo, how's it going, buddy? Around 860-ish? Brother, 860s where the volume ends. I'm not finishing. I'm not getting there today. Come on. Stop fucking with me. Where am I supposed to end? Exams over? Yes, I know. Good shit, man. Good shit. Yoink. Of course. Hey, you are all beloved, cherished members of the community, okay? If I know something is coming up, I will try to make an effort to remember it. I'm not gonna tell you I'll always remember it, it's just I won't, but I'll try. Here, no. Here, no. Here? Volume ends at 884, but around 860, something to end should be read together. Oh, fuck. Yes. Okay. We gotta go to like 861, I think the number was. Yeah, you're right. Ah, there was a rook. Oh. Oh, give prayers for my Oh shit, I'm sorry, Hope. What happened? What did you talk? Yeah, we'll do that awareness. We'll do that. Yeah, I'll do it. Fuck, 17 chapters. Fuck you guys. By the way, if we're gonna do 23 chapters for the next stream, it'll need to be Wednesday. I can't do it tomorrow. I can't do that long a stream tomorrow. I have something I need to get done. How did you feel about Season 2 trailer? Never seen it. No, we'll do Outer Wild. We'll do Outer Wild. It's fine. Where am I supposed to go here? Excuse me? Oh, here, idiot. So vacation week? Hell yeah. When I watch the season 2 trailer instead of losing in chess, who's losing better? 16 to 1, you call that losing? You call 16 to 1 losing? Bad time. It's bad timing. It's bad timing. I was doing so good. What the fuck? Bro, I'm looking for new music, but it's either trash or Nintendo. Yeah, fuck. Do not touch Nintendo, okay? Hey, you're looking better too? Oh, thank you. React to trailer? Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. You have half the quality of hair I have? Well, yes, but you have half the hair I have too, Zazas, so it kind of evens out, right? Nintendo will dude, genuinely. I misclicked. We're watching the trailer, bro. I have longer hair than you? I do not care. I care that you have half the hair I have. Medici fraudulent, sending random goons to get 001. If I was a king of angels, no way I'm getting stopped by a city seal. Well, you gotta remember, it's also in the body of a god, so Medici would get genuinely molly-whopped if you tried to walk in there. I do not have half the hair you have? Oh, you have less than half? I'm sorry, Zaza. I apologize. I am sorry. Oh, we refrain from talking about COI. Dude, Zaza's so entitled. Motherfucker walks into a stream called Lord of the Mysteries 2, Volume 5, Chapter 846 to 855 and goes, refrain from talking about COI. Dude, what an entitled piece of shit. Alright. Alright. Season 2, Lord of the Mysteries trailer. Let's go, baby. Why is the volume so... Why is it so shit? What the fuck? This is exactly how I imagine Backland, by the way. Just... Oh my god, get him! Get him! He has bread! Beat his ass! Take his money! Right, there's got... Oh, wait, please. There's no fucking way, there's no... Wait, there's gotta be... Wait, come on, there's one with subtitles, right? I'm not crazy. There's the one with subtitles, right? Is there not one with subtitles? Oh, wait, hold on, wait. Why is he kind of... Why do those glasses look so good? What the fuck? Why is he kind of aura farming, though? Look at the... I'm sorry, those glasses look good as fuck, right? Am I crazy? I don't know why. I thought they'd be like more nerdy looking glasses. Those are... That's a hard as fuck fit. What? Mamma mia. Okay, they're getting the atmosphere down pat. I'll say it. Like, this looks so eerie and scary and shit. This is so fitting. Damn. My boy's looking out there and he's going, the fool needs some cool highlight shots. Let me go get one. Thanks, Kami. Oh, here it is. Holy shit. Oh my god, what? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? Who's this guy? Is he one of the sanguine? I don't know why he gives off that vibe, but I don't see red eyes. Oh shit, my queen! Let's go! Ambassador of Incest. Okay. The bomb? Daily, we miss you. I'm sorry about what happened to your husband. Okay, hold on. He does look good as... Okay, it's so fast, I can't catch it. He looks so good, right? What the fuck? Oh, she looks so good. A devil appears. Oh, do you think... I think we probably skipped the whole demon dog bullshit, right? I feel like that's... I don't know if that'll be... I don't know if that'll be... I feel like that'll be something they skip for some reason. I know it's not unimportant, it's just... I don't know if they'll have the time for it. Dude, that looks so good. Wait, is it 40 episodes? No, I did not know. I thought we were going under the assumption it was like 24 episodes or something. Oh my god, close to 40 episodes. Okay, well then they definitely have time. 40 episodes is a whole last season. That's like 40 episodes is an episode a week for nearly a year? If it's 35, 36. Yeah, I know. I read that too, Kami. I'm not getting my hopes up of first core in 2026. I'm not getting my hopes up. But if it happens, I would be so fucking good. Bro, 30 plus episodes were... Oh, you are right. Never mind. I'm misremembering. You're right. It said 30 plus. You're right. Okay. I do remember hearing that somewhere. You're right. I sent that subs version on Discord. Okay, let's just... I will check out the subs version too, because it's important to have... Oh, you sent it to me. Thank you. Fuck me. Never mind. Hold on. Although being capable of knowing a little about fate, one remains helpless towards fate. Therefore, one may as well use a smiling face to hide all the pain, sorrow, confusion, and despair. Sequence 8. Clown. Ooh. This is basically the ending of... this is basically what we recognize at the end of Volume 1. We recognize, like, oh, this is what it means to be a clown. Sorrow, depression. The best older brother. Aww. Sent you in Valley's translation with conference. Thank you, Kami. I'll check that out. Either after reading or after stream altogether. I don't know. Dude, that's such a hard transition though. What the fuck? The True Creator was so ominous during the first... basically the first book. It was so ominous. She looks so good. I am so glad they didn't fuck her design up. She looks so good. If they don't include that, the season's 4 out of 10. This is the problem awareness. Everyone has such a small, everyone has like really, really tiny things that they fall in love with, which is not bad, mind you. But because the book has so many like small, small things that different people fall in love with, everyone's gonna be like, it didn't have that. What a fucking god. They're not even true fans. These fucking bums missed it altogether. How could they? And it's like, bro, you're missing the forest for the trees here, right? I'm not disagreeing with that's a really cute scene. I'm here for it. But come on. give him some fucking give him some leeway here, bro. Dude, the animation looks good. I mean, this is dog shit quality, I'll say it. But like the pixels, mind you, but like the animation and stuff looks beautiful. Compression goes brr, actually. Sequence 6, America. Second Amendment. Alright, that was a good trailer. That looks really, really good. I genuinely think... Oh, we're in for such a good time. At worst, we've got, what, a year left? At worst? Fuck it. You know what? We'll make it. Or, if we get lucky, maybe end of this year. Maybe. I'm not going to get my hopes up just because I'm often disappointed in reality when I get my hopes up, so... I won't, but in the off chance it comes out at the end of the year, well, we're in for such... And again, if it's like close to 40 episodes, it's basically a whole year of weekly releases, which is awesome. Because that way, assuming they have most of it already prepped by the time the first episode starts airing, I know that's not always how it goes, but if they can have the majority of it already animated during that time, that gives them that whole year of like, hey, we can have like a small team working on like the finishing touches and already have it airing, and then the the vast majority of the team is working on season 3 onward, so that way we can already watched up to episode 6. Whoa! So what that tells me is at least up until episode 6 is basically fully complete. Not fully, but like mostly. And if that's the case, hey, we're laughing. Ah, that's it. Oh, that's a good time. Sorry, I think the stream died there for a second. I think we're back. I think we should be back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, stream. That's a good time. End stream. Join room? Yeah. That would be a good bit, though. You gotta agree with me. That would be a hilarious bit. I react to the what do you call it? I react to the trailer and go, whew, that's great. Leave. Just ignore. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just doing something and I will start it up. Fire in my heart. Oh, dude. Seriously, bug awareness. I genuinely can't thank you guys enough. This music is so fucking good. It's genuinely, amazing. Okay, bear with me for 2 seconds. I'm just... Okay, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be a little piece of shit here. And I know the fact that my reading comprehension is already kind of pretty dog shit to begin with is not great. The Argentina is playing a match right now, so I am gonna have that up on the side. I will try and absolutely be locked in here. But Argentina is playing a match. It's Austria, so we should be fine. But I do have it on the side, okay? I'm letting you... Listen, I could lie to you and not tell you, okay? I'm telling you this because I love you guys, okay? Bro is not LEMMiNO. Wait, you're caught up awareness, fuck. By the way, Chris, you're moving in. Messy Miss Dog, stop watching, bro. He's 38. Give him some leeway. Jesus, you fuck. Got it. 38 still washed. Harsh, he accomplished more by 18 than you will in a lifetime, okay? So let's just leave it. Wednesday, my shit gets here next week. Okay, if you move... Yeah, that's what I thought, Wednesday. But so if I do the volume ending stream on Wednesday, will you be able to watch? Will you be able to watch? You've been so immensely helpful during COI. I wanna try and make a point if I can. Okay, negotiation. Upon reading the first line of the letter, and you know what? Awareness, you are right. I'm not LEMMiNO, because LEMMiNO was blindfolded, was listening, and was keeping an eye, and was trying to be aware. Okay, I am streaming, reading chat, watching fucking soccer, and listening to music. So fucking get rolled, LEMMiNO. 2 to 5. Okay, oof. Depends what time it is. Roughly this time, Chris. Roughly. Upon reading the first line of the letter, Franca felt a sense that the moment had arrived. Mr. Starr had made a request. She had been waiting for Mr. Starr to make a request so she could exchange it for a mid to low sequence potion from the Evernight pathway for M and Dina. Franca read the rest of the mix with anticipation and nervousness. He hopes you can help him decipher the text and the attached letters. They are somewhat similar to those in Rozelle's diary. He hasn't set a time limit, so take your time. The information you provided about Crismo and his father, possibly being Alista, is very useful and important. Now, we suspect that the entity in the deepest part of the special mirror world, the one worshipped by the mirror people, may not actually be the primordial demoness in a complete sense. Rather, it could be connected to the creation of the special mirror world by Alista and the demoness. It could have gone out of their control. It seemed to have gone out of their control, and that may be why the demoness is in a bad state. If you encounter any anomalies... your main task with 7 of Cups is to find the mirror person, Jasmine, and probe for the demoness of Black to see if she has a deep understanding of the special mirror world. Of course, your safety must be ensured. If you encounter any anomalies, you can ask me for help. If you, Madam Judgment sure goes straight to the point, Franca thought as she turned to the next page. The rest were attached materials. Franca's pupils dilated upon seeing them. This wasn't anything like the text from Rozelle's diary. It was either Oracle Bone Script or Bronze Script, one of the oldest forms of writing from her and Rozelle's country pre-transmigration. Where the hell did this even come from? Word count on entirety of COI for words like mirror and demoness? Awareness. If what I was thinking was if maybe for the last COI stream, because I'm gonna get genuinely fucking shit faced if this does. For the last COI stream, I could do like I'll take a shot every time or a drink every time the word demoness or something comes up, something like this, and I would just get fucking blasted. I wouldn't even end up reading by like the 4th chapter. Just foaming at the mouth. Why is it always okay? It's bad timing, Dr. Z. I swear. We didn't even mention it right up until you joined. I swear. I swear to you, could watch the 30 minutes since I've been streaming. I didn't even mention it once. Kami, what makes you think I'm an alcoholic? Did I drink yesterday? Yes. Did I drink the day before? Yes. Who's keeping track? Shut up. I actually, until I opened my mouth, I didn't realize I drank the day before yesterday. That was actually... It's fine. Who the hell knows this stuff? Not sure if it's a genuine Oracle bone script or bronze script, since I don't understand either. I'm literally illiterate. Is it a mysticism language known to this world, just similar to the Oracle bone script? Well, I believe you. I'm gullible. I appreciate you, Dr. Z. You bought a crate of energy drinks? I did. Okay, not a crate, but like a case of 24. Listen, I love Red Bull, okay? I think it's so good. It doesn't have that much caffeine to the point where it's like disgusting. But it has like enough that I actually feel something. Because like a cup of coffee does fuck all to me. It might as well just be water. But it does look like hieroglyphics. Franca began to examine them. Although she hadn't studied Oracle bone script or bronze script back home, as a young person growing up in the internet age, she had seen and remembered a few meanings of a few simple characters like person. Before long, she found similar pictographic characters, a bit different from what I remember, but mostly the same. Let's treat it as an Oracle bone script or bronze script first. Where the hell did Mr. Start even get this from? Did they find Harrison? No, if they did, they would have told me. Right? Or when the major arcana holder of the Moses Ascetic Order was tracking the 10 pillars Camaraldo, they came across something related to the Celestial Master? That's possible. No wonder the preface of this material told me that the order of the text had been disrupted to prevent corruption, as expected from the Celestial Master who oversees the Mystery Prior and Savant pathway. But without context, the difficulty of interpretation is more than doubled. Chen Tu. Armored Shadow Chen Tu may know of this, but I can only ask 3 or 4 questions per summoning. I don't know if I can directly ask what the general meaning of the material is. Franca's mind raced, deciding to seek help from the curly-haired Baboon Society first. Many members of the society came from the same language as her, and there were quite a few highly educated ones, some who may have even studied the Oracle bone script. Franca didn't need them to be masters in the script, just being able to recognize the commonly used characters should be enough. The rest could be guessed by the major arcana holders based on the context. With this decision, Franca enthusiastically began writing a letter, planning to summon Hela's messenger. She was too lazy to head out to go on a date with LEMMiNO to discuss the Demoness of Black. After eating some food, she sat at her desk and carefully selected the characters she recognized, studying them. You a curly-haired baboon? Ouch. Okay. I see how this is gonna go. Okay. In the apartment LEMMiNO rented in Quartier de la Cathédrale Commémorative, LEMMiNO sat on the sofa, watching Ludwig read the Ghostface magazine and pondering the next steps of taming. After a few minutes, he smiled at Ludwig. You've been pretty free lately, haven't you? Let me give you an assignment. The key to taming is to make the other party follow orders, even forcing themselves to do things they don't want to. Of course, pure intimidation and suppression would never work. Once or twice was fine, but more than that, Ludwig would just run away. Sid, how's it going, man? Ludwig's expression turned to horror, as if saying, see, you have been corrupted by the church. Without giving him a chance to speak, LEMMiNO continued, the assignment is to taste Trier's famous pies. Gather information yourself, plan the route, and compile a food report. Ludwig's eyes lit up. Yes, he said. The little boy glanced out the window and said, I'll go right now. It's dark, and it's dangerous, and you're just a child. Dangerous? Child? Lugano couldn't help but glance at Ludwig. LEMMiNO sighed. I mean, you're just a child with insufficient self-control. It's more dangerous for the citizens of Trier for you to be out. I've been here from the beginning. One day I had taken I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I felt sleepy and in a half-conscious state. I took a light matcha because caffeine doesn't go well. I think you mean matcha, but okay. Is it called mucha in the official? I don't know. After drinking half of it, I thought, wait, why does it taste so bad? And it was a double espresso. I wake up, but I remember, but I got tremors the whole night. I love. Wait, I missed the goal. No, can kill me. I missed the goal. What the? Because God damn it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Tonight, gather information from newspapers and magazines. Make a plan and go out tomorrow morning, LEMMiNO said. Ludwig jumped off the single sofa and started flipping through the newspapers and magazines. Satisfied, LEMMiNO nodded, returned to his bedroom, and placed a continuously burning flame in the separate place in his traveler bag. After a while, he took out the completely charred, deformed piece of Celeste's corpse, examining it for a few seconds. According to Franka's mirror divination, this could be refined and extracted to replace the tail tip of two-tailed black snake in the affliction potion supplementary ingredients. The supplementary ingredients, flower-faced bat blood, also didn't need to be collected. Franka's blood was a better substitute. LEMMiNO stuffed the corpse piece back into the traveler bag and took out the books he had borrowed from Marora Cathedral. Although Magician had already sealed Black Tear for him, useful knowledge was always welcome. Who has this man become? LEMMiNO lit a wall lamp, picked up a book titled Entering the Mysterious Hall, and began reading. The Hall of Truth? As time passed, he turned his head to look at the door. His door creaked open and a figure emerged. It was Jenna, wearing a white shirt, light gauze skirt, her slightly dark flaxen hair pinned up and her blue eyes bright and large. Her white blouse adorned with floral decorations wasn't revealing, yet its nearly perfect curves made one's mind wander. At that moment, LEMMiNO felt as if he saw the past showy diva Jenna and the actress apprentice Celia Bella overlapping. I need your help with something, Jenna said with a smile. LEMMiNO felt a strong sense of danger. I can't help you, LEMMiNO said. Jenna lowered her eyes. She walked to the bedside and sat down. Listen to me. I have my reasons. Let me just scan this chapter. I might just have to fucking read this in my head. I'm not gonna do this, okay? Why the fuck are you doing this to me, Connie? Yeah, I might just read it in my head. Hold on. It's called team building. It's a business transaction. That's your degree. I am a business major, yes. But what is the transaction here? Dude, literal random man walking up for this part, genuinely. Oh my god, this is so disgusting. Read Jenna's business proposal. Something to the effect of, help me digest my pleasure potion. It's better if you do it than than Franka, because Franka's already willing, so it wouldn't suit the whole pleasure through pain bullshit, but you are unwilling, so it would. Plus you have a false angelic rank, allowing me to probably digest it a little quicker. Something to that effect. We did see Hera Bergen in Marora. Yes, Dr. Z. It's awareness, shut the fuck up. Awareness, shut the fuck up. That's a crazy message, bro. That's a crazy message. And then LEMMiNO says, what about Frank? And she goes, if she finds out, it'll help her digest the affliction potion too. Jenna's a sociopath. Jenna's a fucking... Dude, I thought Jenna was the nice one. Jenna's a sociopath. I didn't expect you to try to reason with me, Lumion sighed. If I tried anything else, you'd teleport away, Jenna said. It's better to simply explain the pros and cons. This is common in Intas anyway, right? Dude, this is so shit. I'll say it. Jenna is so mean to Frank. And you're like, well, oh, fuck you, bro. Oh my, this bitch is gonna say yes. Kill me. This motherfucker's gonna say yes. Oh my cringe lord. Alright, Captain, I've explained my reasons. Make a decision. Dude, genuinely, oh my god. This is gonna be the first thing that the MC of COI has done that Klein did not do. You've become quite an excellent instigator, Lumion said. Does that mean you agree? Only while you're this sequence, Lumion nodded solemnly. I will find an opportunity to inform Frank of this as a sign of respect, Lumion said. This is disgusting. I don't know why you guys are making me watch this. This is fucking horrible. Kami DSV, true. We can also maybe de facto add Sid and there's a fourth. There's a fourth. I know it. There's a fourth, mate. Sid and Seer we can also de facto add in there, but that's about it. I wouldn't trust the fifth one. This is literally peak fiction. Fuck you, okay? This is literally smut. It is a reasonable coincidence awareness. This is genuinely smut I'm reading. This is disgusting. Oh my god. Inside, apartment 702, Franca studied those characters late into the night and finally received a reply from Madame Hella, who agreed to convene a full gathering of the Research Society soon. Kami, good timing. Franca entered the room sat at a small analyzer, shared the telegraph group that had come across some ancient characters that seemed to predate their transmigration, chatting with 007 and the others. Early into the morning. Chris, you can figure out exactly, just the chapter title alone tells you all you need to know, brother. You know, anything else that couldn't have been anticipated through context, I told, okay? That's it. Literally nothing else matters. This, like, it's so disgusting. Arun, read the fucking chapter title, man. You got it. Awareness, you're gonna make me crash out. Just please. The next day, she woke up around 8. The habit she had been developing recently and the matters at mind kept her from sleeping in. After washing up and having breakfast, Franca hesitated on her next move. Should I find Lumen first to tell him about the Demoness of Black and the Oracle Bone Script, or find Anthony to see if he's heard anything about the mineralogist Jasmine? After a few seconds, Franca decided to find Anthony first because the hypnotist usually left early and returned late, busy collecting intel and advancing his membership in the Psychology Alchemists. I'll say it! Let me read this book through Anthony's perspective. Fuck this loser motherfucker, bro. I don't... Awareness. Holy shit. Thank you. Awareness gave himself a membership. Let's go. He got one, boys. He can't just use the text one anymore. For at least the next 30 days, he needs to send me the actual emoji. Get fucking rolled. Anthony can insta digest his potion. What are you Bug, you're a bitch, okay? You're a bit. Let me enjoy this. No. Fuck you guys. Oh, you guys are so mean. Oh, you guys are so mean. Thank you, awareness. Seriously, thank you. Oh, fuck you guys. If we continue with Jenna's proposal, do the thing. Anthony watching, that would work for a spectator potion? You think so? Probably, actually. It's not bad. With the curtains slightly parted, Lumion stood there, shirtless, gazing at Ludwig, who was savoring a meat pie from across the street, seeming somewhat refreshed. To his side and slightly behind him, Jenna lay in bed. Embarrassed, she asked.
Close your eyes. Come to me. Feel just dance with me all through the night. Turn it on.
You won't even look at me, she laughed. Are you embarrassed? I have business to do. I need to keep an eye on Ludwig and follow him. Why? Jenna asked. Didn't you let Lugano take Ludwig around in places like Port Santa? Back then, I didn't know he was a fucking angel. And there are so many heretics in Trier, Lumion explained. When I went to Marora, I made sure Ludwig stayed indoors as much as possible. As long as there was food, he could stay at home. My concern is that if he wanders around, he may run into other followers of the Devouring Whirlpool. Lugano is only Sequence 7 and bad at combat. In that case, Ludwig may follow those followers, and he's crucial for you to complete the ritual soon. Jenna understood. Lumion withdrew his gaze, bent over, and tried to pick up his clothes. After scanning the area, he decided to take out a new set from the traveler bag. That's disgusting, even more so. Jenna watched him change with a grin, and then walked to the door. Ludwig's about to leave the street. You should rest, Lumion said. Can't even look at me, she laughed. Are you afraid to look at... I'm not reading that, that's disgusting. Jenna laughed happily the entire time until Lumion transformed into a shadow and left the apartment. When tears swelled up in her eyes, she looked at the mirror in the room and saw a beautiful, enchanting woman with a smile on her lips and sadness in her eyes. We don't know what's happening. Yeah, genuine. I'm not. Half of this is so disgusting. Yeah, I don't... Bro, if you're reading COI just beside me, read it yourself. And if you're just following along, open the fucking book. I'll send you the fucking link and just read these chapters. I'm not reading them, okay? Franca found Anthony in a cafe below his apartment. I was just about to find you, Anthony said. Got something? Franca asked. She habitually glanced around and noticed many people were looking her way, but no one dared approach. I mean, to disguise myself and go out looking less attractive at times. Sequence 4 onwards, the greatest increase in charm is from Demoness of Pleasure. Franca withdrew her gaze and looked at Anthony. Based on time and places you provided about mineralogist Jasmine's recent appearances, I've been searching for adventurers, smugglers, and students who pass through those areas. In the past few days, I've made some progress. There are 3 people who fit the conditions, but they didn't encounter Jasmine nearby. However, they did meet someone else. Based on their descriptions, I made corresponding sketches and found they all seem to have met the same person, who seems to be someone you're looking for. Someone I'm looking for, Franca said. Anthony unfolded the sheets of paper. It's gonna be Harrison, isn't it? Franca looked at her, and her eyes froze. The person had short hair, soft contour, soft facial features, and his features weren't deep. The distinct appearance not resembling anyone of the northern continent, nor the southern. Why are you streaming when my country is playing in the World Cup? Are you from Austria? No, you're South American. You're Argentinian? No, no, you're Austrian. What did I think you were? Yeah. If it helps, I'm watching. If it helps, I'm watching the game right now too. You 1-0. You get fucking rolled, MX. Oof. Get your shit up. Oof. It was Harrison from the suspected Resurrection Island. Wow, that was a quick chapter, guys. Let's just read them all like that. That was great. What? Harrison? He's still in Trier. Missed pen. I'm sorry. You're still losing, right, MX? It's 007. How come we haven't found him yet? Is your church even capable? As Franka's spirits lifted, feeling joy and excitement, she had mobilized members of the research society to keep an eye out for Harrison worldwide, but it turns out the target was still in Trier. While criticizing inwardly the Purifier's capabilities, Frank also sensed something unusual. She lowered her voice and said, "Recently, Jasmine has appeared at Underground Trier twice, and the people in the vicinity have encountered Harrison both times. It can't possibly be a coincidence." Argentina, not Austria? Still 1-0, right? Football is meaningless to me, but I deeply pity the players of my country. Why so? Is Harrison collaborating with the Mirror people? That can be deduced, Anthony said. Mr. Hangman said that Mr. Harrison is likely to appear in places closely related to death, darkness, dusk, and decay, like the Samaritan Women's Spring. Based on the info we currently have, the appearance of the Samaritan Women's Spring originated from the War of the Four Emperors. So Harrison has a motive to open the seal and enter Fourth Epoch Trier, aligning with the Mirror People's goals. Though it is unclear how much they got in touch, don't forget that the Mirror People have a deep connection with those brokers. Those brokers are more annoying than fucking flies, Frank aside. And that logically tracks awareness. Makes sense. You can go take care of your own business now, she said. I'll discuss with Jenna and Lumin how to find Harrison. Alright, Anthony said. After saying goodbye, Franka went straight back to her home. Not wanting to expose Lumin's current residence, she decided to summon a messenger to her two companions. I'll summon Rabbit Chazel first. What reward do I give him? I can't let Jenna have her way. I feel like she's training the rabbit in a dangerous direction. There lay a book. After several months of delay, the 6th volume of Four's The Adventures series was finally out. The volume was titled The Adventure 6, The Future. Frank had just bought it yesterday and hadn't read it yet. She only flipped through the afterward, seeing that the great writer Forrest Walls said she had originally wanted to name this volume Admiral of Stars, or Biologist, but had abandoned these ideas. Franka soon summoned the rabbit. Behind this coolly dressed rabbit of knowledge, a timidly rabbit-shaped spirit body wearing boxing gloves appeared. "We got rabbit dennets! Let's go, baby! We got rabbit dennets! We're laughing! Let's go!" It wasn't that she couldn't part with such a book, but maintaining a give-and-take relationship with the rabbit would build a good rapport. In the future, she may be able to ask it to introduce other special talents from the rabbits of knowledge who could also serve as messengers. We got... Awareness. What have I done to you? Why are you so... Dude. Awareness is so on point to just sass me today. What the fuck? Absolutely. No remember to return it to me after reading, Franka said. Absolutely. No problem. The rabbit's eyes lit up. After sending off the rabbit, Franka summoned the penitent Baneful. After completing these two tasks, she laid down in the armchair and pondered her next move. I need to notify 007. Should I contact Professor and the others too? We've only confirmed Harrison is in Trier. Lacking clues to investigate, we can't go all out, even if we want to. We can't just wander underground Trier all day every day, now can we? Magic mirror divination can't help either. I should still report this. The hangman and the other major arcana holders are also looking for him. Franca sat up and continued her busy work, during this process contemplating her own situation. If we still can't find him, I may end up digesting some of my affliction potion. Well, after dealing with the mirror person Nicola, I've already digested a bit. The first rule of the Demoness of Affliction's acting principle is quite easy. Bring pain to the target, not just physical, but also mental. He can finally watch the stream live, genuinely. Oh wait, Awareness, you're caught up with me now? The second principle should be closely related to oneself. Is pain the foundation of a demoness? Nice, Awareness. I should strive to summarize all of the acting principles soon. Digest the potion quickly. Lumion already preparing for the ritual to summon a sequence 4, Iron-Blooded Knight. I can't let him leave me too far behind. As she thought of this, Franca felt the wind at the open window pause for a second, and Jenna materialized. This newly advanced demoness hadn't made herself ugly through makeup, but had adjusted the direction of her charm's diffusion, wearing a black robe concealing her figure and at the same time using makeup to give her skin a sickly pale look, as if she hadn't seen sunlight in a long time. And her lips were painted very red. This made Jenna look more like a vampire. So it can be done this way. Not bad. What important intel did you obtain? Jenna asked. Franca sat back, crossed her legs, and explained the Harrison situation. Jenna, seated at the sofa, wasn't as excited as Franca. After all, she knew too little to experience that deep, complex emotion. At this moment in time, Harrison is suspected to be cooperating with the Mirror people. Is this part of that vortex? Possibly. Why isn't Lumen back yet? He went out. Probably, Jenna said. How do you know? He told me yesterday that his first step in taming Ludwig was to assign him some homework. Did you discuss this when you left yesterday? He plans to follow Ludwig? Franca muttered. He's afraid Ludwig might converge with the believers of the Devouring Whirlpool, and Lugano's only a sequence 7. It should be one of the reasons. Are there more reasons? Franca said. Yes, although he didn't say. I just figure. His hidden purpose should be to enjoy his favorite activity, fishing. Using Ludwig to fish out believers. Clever. By the way, since you skimmed it, you probably missed that Jenna admitted she liked Lumion. Yes. I don't know where she said that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was trying to read as little of that as I had to. If we can catch higher level believers of the Devouring Whirlpool, we may be able to further understand the situation of the vortex and discover the key points. That is Lumion's style, Franca hissed. On the surface he's training Ludwig, but in reality he's fishing for heretics. The most infuriating thing is that his surface goal is indeed very real and important. Oh, thanks. After this, Franca said, "You're getting smarter and smarter." Damn it. When you praise me like this, I don't know whether to accept it gracefully or be modest. If it were Lumion, he'd say, "You've barely caught on to my train of thought." Fishing is a good method, Franca said. We can use the same approach to find Harrison. Harrison has a deep understanding and very sinister application of death, and is looking for scenarios closely related to death, darkness, dusk, and similar powers. Does this mean we can converge by beyonders of these pathway? This could be convergence from high-ranking individuals, and should also include certain special convergencies, such as the Underworld Taoist seal on Lumion or the Samaritan Women's Spring. Amandina's power comes directly from the Underworld Taoist, and the Underworld Taoist seems to possess power of death, darkness, and dusk simultaneously. Amandina may be able to converge with Harrison as well. Please read it thoroughly in your head. This is important plot points, Chris? I feel like you're fucking with me, right? I choose all of the above, Franca said. Once Lumion's condition stabilizes, we'll have him take Amandina to the Women's Spring to meet the Underworld Taoist, and ambush nearby to see if Harrison converges. We're being serious? What? Quartier de la République. Standing in the shadows of a nearby street, LEMMiNO rubbed his nose, as if feeling an aromantic smell still lingering. The emotions and desires he had accumulated since being an ascetic were finally being released, making his condition quite good, but his mood was heavy, torn between guilt as well as concern for others' feelings. True pleasure indeed makes one want to indulge, but it really does bring pain. Damn it, I'll go back and mock Jenna. Fuck. LEMMiNO exhaled slowly, turning his head to Ludwig, who was savoring a beef pie not far away. What the fuck is a beef pie? Is that a thing? Listen, I think I only like apple pie. That's literally the only pie I like, so I'm not actually familiar. Cuttlefish is not writing smut for the fun of it? How the fuck do you know? Yay, we're back to good music, thank God. Pies are too bland for me? No, I love apple pie. Ludwig just finished eating a red fish hot beef pie in his hand, squatting in front of the street bench, taking out a pen and notebook, and began writing his post-meal impressions. Watching in the shadows, LEMMiNO pursed his lips. You say you're afraid, but your body instinctively repeats its habits formed from the Church of Knowledge. If there weren't so many exams and studies, you might be a qualified believer in time. While LEMMiNO mocked Ludwig, he surveyed the surroundings. His gaze passed over a young man quietly reading a book in a cafe across the street, over a middle-aged scholar standing over the intersection, observing passerbys and carriages without crossing, and landed on a painter who had set up his easel under an Intes parasol tree. LEMMiNO left the shadow, walked a few steps, and came to a stand behind the painter, peering at his works. The painting was ordinary and didn't detect any supernatural powers. LEMMiNO continued walking. Seemed to be a normal painter, just somewhat off his rocker. Is this what painters are like here? In Trier, it's too difficult to identify heretics based on abnormalities. As Franco would say, many citizens' mental states are beautiful. In this matter, Fourth Epoch Trier and the overall seal are half responsible. As LEMMiNO was thinking, he saw a completely naked man walking towards him, only piece of cloth on him being the black top hat positioned in front of his lower abdomen. Apple pie is the best pie there is? True, Chris! Trier is not a good place. Trier is just downtown Toronto, actually. This man walked with his head high, looking around proudly, not at all embarrassed by his appearance. After passing LEMMiNO, his palms suddenly scalded. He withdrew his hand and saw that the top hat had burst into red flames. Falling to the ground, he lost his last piece of cover. LEMMiNO, his back turned as he continued forward, silently moving his lips. You're welcome. Just letting you know, just letting you show off more thoroughly. Dude, what a piece of shit. Why? Dude, he's such a snarker. Oh my god, what a fucking Redditor. He's like, well, if you're gonna do something, guitar, do it the whole way. What the fuck? You dare to streak with that little bit? Next time I'll send you to the City of Silver for a free tour. And he's insulting him. LEMMiNO walked on with his hands in his pockets, stepping into the shadows and turning his attention back to Ludwig. He had been following for quite a while and hadn't found anyone suspicious. However, considering that since knowing Ludwig, the little boy had never converged with heretics of the same pathway, LEMMiNO suspected that the seal on him must have some restrictions, or with an evil deity's angel running around, who knows how many disasters would have been triggered by now. Yeah, exactly. This is all, you guys don't understand, okay? This is going to become really important in 382 chapters. There may be another reason. Many evil deities bestowed, even if they've gained godhood, can disguise themselves as normal humans, as long as they haven't lost control or gone half mad.
but those of the devouring whirlpool may not be able to. Ludwig, not yet recovered to deprive her, can only eat so much in one meal. The corresponding sequence for a demigod, even without letting loose their appetite, would surely have an eating capacity that would alarm the purifiers and hive mind. Forget it. The main purpose is to tame Ludwig anyway. Fishing out other believers is just an additional idea. It doesn't matter if I don't have any. After receiving Franka's second letter, Lumin arrived at her apartment. Jenna had arrived 2 or 3 minutes earlier, still wearing her vampire makeup. Lumin glanced at Jenna, opened his mouth, and just shut it again. "Were you gonna mock my appearance?" she said. "I just remembered a joke. There was once a duke who, in order to whiten his skin, followed the advice of a quack doctor and took arsenic-containing pills. He did improve his complexion, but also had a side effect. He died." "Where did you read that joke?" Jen asked. "Ghostface. Not long before I saw that joke, a guest at the Auberge de Côte d'Or told me, 'You can make your face look rosy and healthy by slapping your cheeks.' Your coarse-haired folk need to read more books and magazines. Don't be illiterate, or you'll be looked down upon. I just want you to act normal and wait for an opportunity, not keep mocking." Jenna felt the urge to grind her teeth. Run! Do you think I'm like you, having not even finished compulsory education? At that moment, Jenna trailed off. Meanwhile, Franka, who had been furtively writing something on the coffee table, stood up and said, "You two, don't lose sight of the important matters." Lumin, who already knew from the second letter about Harrison, the visitor from the Resurrection Island, Franka wanted to quickly take Amandina to the edge of the women's spring, nodded, and said, "My condition has basically recovered." "That was quick," Franka said. Jenna's gaze briefly shifted away before returning to Lumion. "Indeed, faster than expected." "Isn't that a good thing?" Lumion tisked. "We can ask Amandina about her thoughts now." Franka excitedly took out the ice amulet. He's out shit-posted me with that one. Before coming over, Lumion had already burned the independent space containing black tear for over half an hour. He took out this grade 1 artifact. "Let's use this. It won't consume any charges." As he spoke, his gaze swept over the full-length mirror in the living room, the glass revealing the night. Using the black tear's mirror magic, he found no abnormalities in those reflective objects and didn't sense any gazes. He then tossed the tear to Franka, giving a slight nod to indicate that no one was likely watching them. "I've written down everything I want to tell Amandina and prevent eavesdropping." Franka put on the black tear, held a paper letter in her hand, covered it with black flames, and pressed it to the glass surface. South Continent, Matani. Amandina lit the gas wall lamp and sat at her desk, once again reading the mysticism materials provided by Miss Franka. Each time she read this knowledge, she was genuinely surprised, longing, and fearful. Over the past 2 or 3 weeks, she had met with her acquaintances from the patrol team several times and attended 2 mystical gatherings, discovering that the knowledge recorded in these materials was actually unknown to the vast majority of Beyonders. This truly is a gift, Amandina thought. Just as she had this thought, she saw the dressing mirror given to her by Franka become dark and ripple. Within, Intesian characters were outlined. Lam Franka. Lumion has returned. He asked me to inquire when you plan to come to Trier. He will take you to the area where the shadow may appear. Louis Barry has returned. Amandina thought for a few seconds and said, "Tonight works." She had already planned not to see anyone tonight, to focus on her studies. She had already instructed her maid in advance and locked her room. As soon as she gave the answer, Franka's voice came from the mirror. "Put your hand on the mirror." "Do you plan to read Cuttlefish's new book?" Yeah, maybe, Dr. Z. I don't actually know. I have no idea what it's about, mind you. But it's only like 3 or 4 chapters, so if we were, I assume new chapters weekly? And if that's the case, that would be like not a big deal to just read, right? Daily? Two chapters a day? What is this man on? Feeling a bit nervous, but excited, Amandina reached her palm to the surface of the mirror. She felt the cold, hard glass lose its feel like a layer of water. Amandina's right hand passed through the mirror, and suddenly a suction force erupted. Her body was yanked in, falling into the darkness. Before she could even react, she felt dizzy and disoriented. While she regained her senses, she found herself standing in a small living room, facing Franca. The lady was as beautiful as last time, and with a closer distance and no mirror barrier, her charm was clearly stronger, making even Amandina a bit embarrassed to look. As Amandina's gaze moved, she saw another beautiful woman with pale skin and bright lips, who looked more girlish, and Lumion sitting in an armchair. Are all these women around this guy so beautiful? He seems to have become a bit more handsome too, Amandina thought, feeling a little insecure. She then looked around and examined this place. Meanwhile, Franca removed the black chair and tossed it to Lumion. Did I come here through the mirror? Is this Trier? It was through the mirror world, Lumion said. The mirror world? Then do I have to travel to different places through the mirror world like you? Don't you know that non-adjacent pathways can't be interchanged? Don't you know about the existence of artifacts? We're leaving now, Lumion said. Aren't they coming? Amandina pointed. No need, Lumion said, opening the door. I'll start reading when it's 500 plus. You guys are out of your fucking mind. The new book is a cultivation book. I know nothing about cultivation. At all. All I know is everyone that I've talked to doesn't want me to read Reverend Insanity. Hee hee. You know what? With how many chapters we have to do today, man, I might end up doing Outer Wilds at a night stream. Maybe just do it separately at this point, because it's gonna end up being a lot. Because I still have like 11 chapters to do. That's like 2 hours. Like, I can't do... What am I going to do? A 6-hour stream? That's nuts. Inside a four-wheeled carriage, four-seater carriage, Amandina sat across from Lumion, looking excitedly at the Intis parasol trees across the street. Trier lives up to its reputation. It's even more wonderful than I imagined. I can't read Chinese names to save my life. Oh yeah. I hope you won't take back that assessment after staying here for so while. Lumion wanted to make a sarcastic remark, but there were so many things worth mocking about Trier that he couldn't find the most representative one at the moment. It's a pity I must return at dawn. She planned to apply for the entrance exam to some universities after graduating. Why don't we just teleport there directly, Lumion asked. You're a guest. Of course, I should show you around Trier. I feel like you're lying, Amandina said. You're not wrong. Going slowly allows the law of convergence to take effect. If you had teleported with Amandina and rushed to the women's spring, Harrison may not be able to react in time and may not have been affected by convergence and may not have made the decision to sneak into the women's spring again. He had to leave enough time for the law of convergence to take effect. What are you trying to converge with? Amandina asked. A target I'm tracking, Lumion said. Don't worry, your safety is guaranteed. Amandina breathed a sigh of relief. Louis was a trustworthy person. What she didn't know was that if Franca or Jenna were here, they would definitely ask in return. Is only safety guaranteed? There won't be any injuries, torture, or impact? Amandina glanced over at the coachman's seat again and said, Aren't you afraid the coachman will overhear us? He can't, Lumion chuckled. Did you create a wall of spirituality? You could think of it that way. Lumion couldn't be bothered to explain what a bottle of fiction was. Are those two ladies now your lovers? Shouldn't you ask that in front of them? Lumion asked. That'd be so embarrassing. They'd get angry. And I wouldn't? Lumion asked. You don't seem like the person who would. She suddenly looked out the window and said, Is that the Trier Normal University? Separate. Whoa. Awareness. Whoa, buddy. Come on. I'm open-minded, but you're gonna need to slow your roll there. Your technique for changing subject is quite clumsy, Lumin mocked. And so the carriage continued at normal pace, arriving at Place de Purgatoire. As Lumin descended the stairs, she took out a white candle and tossed it to Amandina, telling her about the various taboos in the catacombs. I've seen some of the magazines, but never as detailed as what you've told me today. Do these taboos really have to be followed? What if they're not? As they spoke, the two had already arrived at a giant stone archway inscribed with the warning, "Stop, the Death Empire lies ahead." In that case, you would disappear from this world. Your parents would forget they had such a daughter. Your fiancé would only remember he only once had such a fiancé, and your friends would forget you. Your servants would forget you. Perhaps only I would remember. Although Amandino was a beyond or equivalent to a Sequence 7 and had witnessed some tragedies, being in the underground catacombs, a gloomy, dark place full of skeletons, she couldn't help but feel a bit uneasy. Combined with Lumin's explanation made the hair on her neck stand up. The first time I entered the catacombs, I thought this was a perfect place for telling horror stories. Unfortunately, until now, such opportunities have been rare. Were you telling me a horror story? Yes. And the most terrifying part is that every word of it's true, Lumin smiled. Amandina quickened her pace, afraid of being left behind. As the two made their way to the 4th level, there was no shortage of skeletons suddenly moving, trying to trip Amandina, nearly causing the lady to cry out. Finally, Lumin led the lady to the huge, decaying model tomb chamber that housed the women's spring. He looked left and right and said, "We didn't encounter the shadow resembling Crismona this time." Was she wandering around the 4th level to find a female demoness, and no longer had such an obsession after finding her goal? Insanity! Long time no see, buddy. When will the night stream be? I don't know. McDonald's, I ate, let's go. He looked left and right and said to himself, oh wait, hold on. Hold this and wait here, Lumin said. Wait here? Amandina looked around, slightly panicked. The surroundings were pitch black, with numerous tombs decaying and dilapidated, with unknown things lurking in the shadows. I'll be quick, Lumin said. After walking a few steps, he encountered a deep, wrinkled catacomb administrator who looked more like a corpse than a human. The administrator, also wearing a blue vest and trousers, did not stop Lumin, allowing him to pass. After reaching in the gentle downward slope, Lumin took out a mirror and the black tear accessory. Outside the huge tomb chamber, Amandina saw Lumin's face appear on the surface of the mirror and said, "Press your hand against this mirror." With this experience, Amandina pressed her hand holding the white candle against the surface. Again, she passed through, finding herself appearing beside Lumin. Lumin put away the black tear in the mirror and pointed to the depths. It's down there. In the gaps between the two ancient chambers, 20 or 30 meters away from the huge tomb chamber, housing the Samaritan women's spring, Franca, holding a white candle, carefully peeked out and glanced. This candle is fucking annoying. We can't hide very well at all. How are we supposed to ambush someone? It works both ways. Harrison also can't approach silently without us noticing. Besides, hiding in this corner can effectively reduce the sight of the candlelight. It won't travel that far. Franca knew all of this and suddenly complained. She then remembered something and said, "Have you seen Anthony?" Jenna was stunned. Anthony's voice came from the gap. "I've been here all along." Aw, poor Anthony, bro. This is so sad. They also finally saw their companion. He was standing openly on the path outside, holding a lit candle. "Your invisibility is great," Franca praised. Psychological invisibility worked on a completely different principle from other invisibilities. It mainly involved placing oneself in the psychological blind spot and cognitive dead angles for surrounding people, making them ignore the situation. Therefore, whether Anthony held a candle or not, it didn't really affect him. Candlelight is a powerful attention-drawing element, also reducing the effectiveness of my invisibility. I need to be quite focused. In front of the faintly contracting, expanding, thin fog, Lumin once again examined his own state. That cold emanating from within his heart occupied his body, most of his emotions and desires to wither, but the malice and irritability resulting from the negative effects of the contract still existed. He was in a good state now, having endured much of his reliance on the abilities of an ascetic. Amandina had a similar reaction. one side of her face turning deathly pale from the freeze while she gritted her teeth. Lumin grabbed her arm, extended his left palm holding the white candle towards the grey fog. As his chest warmed, the two successfully walked into the mist, everything becoming more silent. Curse of a Spectator, genuinely, you know, they make, but hey, you say what you want. Listen, it's sad and stuff, but I'll say it. You know who loves spectators more than anyone else? Hotel administrators. They always make sure there's a cuck chair in every room for them. Say what you want. That is inclusion, okay? They could have forgotten about him too, but they said, nah, gotta remember the spectator every time. They always keep them in their mind. It's a good experience. Say what you want. Lumin let go of her hand, pressing his left chest, silently praising Mr. Fool, then led Amandina towards the bottom of the slope. The further Amandina walked, the more uncomfortable she became with her current state. The cold iciness emanating from within herself made it feel as if she had already died and become a corpse. Should we go back? She asked. We're almost at the destination, Lumin said. If you really want to go back, I can fulfill your promise. We're at the edge. Amandina hesitated for a few seconds before saying, it'd be a waste to go now. Don't worry, if it really gets to the point where we can't bear it, I'll run faster than you for sure, Lumin chuckled. That only scares me more, Amandina said. When I tell you to close your eyes, close them. When I tell you to open them, Lumin said. Alright. In such an environment, Amandina could only choose to trust Lumin. Soon, the grey fog in front of them became thin, revealing a spring the size of a pond. No awareness, no. It's part of your contract. When you have a membership, you have to use the actual emoji. You can't just type it. No. You signed a contract. When you received a membership, you accepted those conditions. No. Can't do that. Some got a whole command center, truly. I don't know what arc we're in here. We just finished the Marora arc. I don't know. Soon, the pale white water flowed into the spring, surrounded by deep, dark objects. Amandina saw wet, seaweed-like black hair floating in the water, and at the bottom, there seemed to be multiple faint figures hidden, struggling, as if they just drowned and were trying to crawl out. At the same time, she noticed a lady wandering behind the spring water, wearing a white robe, black hair, with perfect features and a holy aura. Amandina was attracted, if it weren't for the lady's blank, cold gaze and lacking charm. If the water hadn't suddenly retracted into a pitch-black hole, she may have been unable to pull away. Lumin also saw Crismona, and several thoughts flashed through his mind. I could bring Jenna here to meet her, I suppose. The Crismona here is more like a ghost bound to the area. Whether she can communicate, whether she would indiscriminately attack demonesses, who knows? I need to find a way to confirm. Seeing that Crismona's shadow didn't even glance at him, Lumin turned to Amandina and said, you can close your eyes now. Okay. Lumin then took 2 steps forward, reaching the edge of the women's spring. The next second, Amandina heard the sound of gushing water. She couldn't help but tremble. At the same time, she had hallucinations, believing that multiple figures were approaching her, each extremely terrifying, the kind that would cause nightmares. Let's go back! I want to go back! She cried out. As she screamed, the aura subsided and multiple figures retreated. You can open your eyes now, Lumin said. Amandina broke free from the fear, relaxing a little, but she didn't hesitate and open her eyes. She saw the familiar figure, wearing the strange, rust-spotted crown, skin as crystalline as jade, and a white beard, floating. At that moment, the old man's figure was sitting cross-legged at the deep hole, which was violently shaking. Amandina's gaze fell upon those deep eyes. Her thoughts became blurry, as if she saw a rotting, pus-oozing hand with strange feathers reaching out and patting her on the head. I'm not a prisoner of the mind. Are you a prisoner of the contract you signed, awareness? Use the emoji, motherfucker. She also saw Marora went by so fast. Remember it being way longer? You know what? I just read fast as a motherfucker here. I'm just that good, genuinely. She also heard an old, blank, cold, hollow voice ringing. She couldn't understand what the voice was saying. After an amount of time, Amandina came to her senses. The old man no longer in sight, only the deep, dark soil that had lost the pale white spring water. and Lumin crouching behind the spring. Of course, Lumin and the others had reported Amandina's situation to the Major Arcana holder before daring to bring her into the area around the women's spring, and the Madam Magician had also asked him to collect some more spring water. "What's the use of this water?" Amandina asked. "If you make your enemy drink it, they die instantly." "But how do I make my enemy drink it?" Lumin put away the gold bottle and said, "What did you see just now? What did you experience?" "Hi, I don't think I've seen you here before. Good morning. Is it first time here?" But I couldn't understand what was being said. The pronunciation was hieroglyphics. I don't know. It seems like I've gained a new ability. I can placate souls, calm emotions and desires. Lumina remembered the few pronunciations Amandina had relayed. Walking back to the young lady and said, "You received a new boon, Soul Assurer." "Yes, I feel like my body's changed too." Lumin chuckled. "Maybe you'll slowly grow a white beard, develop wrinkles. I've heard that boons gradually make the blessed resemble the high-level beings who granted the boon." Can I not have that?" Amandina said. "Try consuming corresponding pathway potions to see if you can counteract it," Lumin said as he passed by Amandina. Amandina followed closely behind, lost in thought. Even until Lumin and Amandina left the catacombs, Franca, Jenna, and Anthony had not encountered Harrison. He didn't show up. Was I wrong? Is relying on the traits of convergence not enough? Or is that only angel-level sequence beyonders can effectively utilize the law of convergence? Maybe Harrison can sense this deliberate convergence and secretly avoid it. Dude, genuinely awareness. Like, how? She just saw that guy and he went, fuck it, here you go. A Soul Assurer is a sequence 6, right? Like, that's not a weak beyonder by any stretch. Like, by sequence 5, you start reaching the term powerhouse. And she's gotten a sequence 6 by doing what? What has she done to deserve this? She getting that shit easier than genuinely red glove level, the elite unit, and she's like, I don't know, once a year I would just touch a rock. I'd be like, damn, that's a cool rock. Powers. Next year I went, damn, that rock got cooler powers. Crazy. Maybe Harrison can sense this deliberate convergence and avoid it, Jenna asked. Maybe he's not of these pathways though. Maybe he has a deep understanding of death and is pursuing the corresponding things. But he doesn't necessarily have to be one of these pathways. What if he's just a scholar? Possible, Franca sighed. Let's wait a couple more minutes then leave. Even until they all gathered at Franca's apartment, Harrison from Resurrection Island still hadn't appeared. Thank you. I can provide help for you now, Amandina said. Franca looked at the young girl, who appeared somewhat tired from the terrifying experience, and said, There's no rush. Go back. Once you've adapted to your newly gained powers and your body has regained balance, we'll come again. But besides, it's quite convenient to travel. How is it convenient? Without using the mirror world or teleportation, it would take a couple months, Amandina grumbled. Then she was sent back by Lumin and the others using the same mirror. At the same time, it was still night outside, with servants occasionally passing by the corridor. Looking at her familiar bedroom and the fountain pen on her desk and a pile of books, Amandina felt as if she had been away for days, but it had only been half a night. She could be de facto pirate admiral. True! Dude, true. To get to sequence 6, we had to sequence 6 was what? End of volume 2? End of 2? And this bitch is just like, I don't know. I just keep getting lucky with it. In fairness, Klein also did it in a couple months, maybe, barely. And it's been 3 years for her? Maybe more? Because she gets one a year, right? So, depends. In this night, she had completed a round trip using the mirror world toward the prosperous trio that was further than any distant place, explored the underground catacombs and magazines, and witnessed the aura of the Samaritan Women's Spring. What a journey, she sighed. Pookie! How's it going, man? Okay, Pushkar is ominous, but he doesn't quite require this sound just because of it, okay? Inside the apartment, Lumin tried to repeat the words Amandina had heard. Franka listened intently and said it seems to be careful, Penglay. Be careful of Penglay? The divine mountain mentioned by the armored shadow? That doesn't have much practical meaning for us. And music just for my entry. You do be that kind of goated, though. Indeed, Franka said, but we've at least achieved one of our goals. In a few days, we can bring Amandina to the Armored Shadow. At that time, she planned to first try to ask if it could understand the meaning of the text on Mr. Starr's information. Just thinking about it was so exciting. Pronounce it as Penglai? Be careful of Spectator? Nah, Spectator's actually just a spectator, so he doesn't actually do much, it's fine. After chatting idly, Anthony, sensing that it was getting late, bid farewell and left. Jenna looked at Franka, pacing back and forth, and turned to Lumion and pointed at herself. Lumion shook his head and pointed at himself. After exchanging glances, Jenna said, I'll make a move first. Franka didn't say much, as she wanted to talk to Lumion alone about this ancient text and the Research Society. As Jenna left, she sat in their armchair and stretched her limbs. Why don't you sit down? She glanced at Lumion. I have something to tell you. You're kidding. You're the type of person who would warn everyone in a joking tone even if a disaster was coming. Wait, are you serious? Is there something so wrong? Lumion had already used Black Tear to sense the various mirrors in the room, roughly confirming the Demoness of Black wasn't watching. Before he looked at Franka, instinct. Dude, I love how this one relationship has so many moving parts. It's like, hey, I need to tell you, but then I also need to make sure that the Demoness of Black isn't listening, and then I need to make sure the Demoness of White isn't listening, and then I need to make sure the Primordial Demoness is like, bro, what? Jen asked me to help digest her potion. Lumin spoke. What a twist! You wouldn't believe it. What a twist. In that accent was actually written in the story. I didn't even just add it. Crazy. Dude, honestly, having it come all this way and what I'm reading now, I can't wait to be done with this fucking godforsaken book. I'm genuinely so fucking done with this. Wait, is MX still here, or is he about to kill himself? Because they do be kind of getting rolled right now. It's 1-0, it's not actually that bad, but it's just funny for me to make fun of him. Franka was stunned, then her expression turned to one of shock. She opened her mouth, but her lips quivered. Her face turned pale. You agreed? She asked. Lumion nodded, and the light in Franka's eyes dimmed. God damn, bro, these guys are so evil. She feels so bad. This is so mean. Genuine, these guys are so evil. These guys are so evil. I love Franka, and they're so mean to her. After a few seconds, she muttered, I knew Jetta's affection and regard for me were never love. I was just fantasizing. That maybe she would choose me, and maybe over time, that would lead to emotional closeness. I knew. She was in a hurry to digest her potion because her brother would return. I knew our pathway is dangerous, and she is aware of this too. She's decisive and good at making bold decisions. I accept Jenna's choice. I can accept that she likes someone else. She's free and independent. Just because I like her doesn't mean she has to like me back. I've been prepping for this. But why you, damn it? Thank you! I feel like Frank is the only reasonable person here.
Close your Close your eyes. Come to me.
Lumion felt as if he was being stared at by a beautiful yet dangerous leopard. The answer didn't need to be spoken. It had already been said. Lumion and Franca locked eyes. Why did you agree, she asked. 2 reasons. One superficial and one real. Which do you wish to hear? Both! Fucking goddammit! Superficial is that Jenna came to me. Whether I refused or avoided her, I would hurt her, affect her, and leave hidden dangers. If I agreed to help, it would hurt you. If I had to choose the option where the aftermath was safer to deal with, you were an optimist and have a good nature. You should be able to let go over time. So I have a good nature, so I deserve to be bullied? Franca interrupted angrily. Dude, genuinely, I'm so on Franca's side. Absolutely. It's like, oh, I'm a good person, so just, yeah, me apparently, because, fuck it, she'll figure it out. Genuinely, this book, bro. Oh my god. And the real reason? Just see her shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Oh my god. No, Bug. That's not... Okay, Bug, do you think that... Okay, Bug, are you genuinely being this fucking stupid, or are you just trying to rage bait me? I'm genuinely asking, like, are you trying to rage bait me, or are you genuinely being like, I don't know, knuckle dragging retard right now? I need to know. Lumin was silent for a moment before saying, for the moment, you don't want to lose your image in front of someone you truly loved. At the moment, you began digesting the pleasure potion, and Jenna took the initiative to approach you. Your relationship entered a weird vortex, spiraling down, and sooner or later it would erupt. The longer it dragged on, the more hurtful and severe the consequences. It's better to have a conclusion now. For me, the optimal choice would actually be to delay until preparations for the Iron-Blooded Night were complete. If things went smooth, then it'd only be a matter of weeks. By then, I'd have gained godhood. Whatever issues you two have had, it wouldn't affect me, even if it completely shattered our team. If the subsequent sequence 3 also required a team, I'd have a time to reorganize. Franca listened and turned to Lumion. And your emotions? Lumion gazed into the darkness, remaining silent. You're not Batman, little bro! You're not Batman! She said, what about your emotions? And he's like staring into the night. He's like, my emotions died in Cordu. I am but a vessel for the darkness. You're not that guy, bro! Lumion hesitated, not moving. Seeing this, Franca said, don't worry, I won't leave. I still have a mission. Dude, he's genuinely serious. He's so dark and mysterious, so cool. Fuck you, bro. Oh my god, you're not that guy. Why aren't you leaving yet? Do you want me to beat you up? Let me tell you, once I figure things out, I may end up like that demoness in Maror and cut off your manhood. But you can grow it back anyway, isn't it? Get out. Seeing Franca's emotions intensifying and grabbing something to throw at him, Lumin sighed and walked to the door and stepped into the stairwell. Bang! The sound of the door slamming shut echoed. Lumin is not that guy. Thank you, Unknown. See, Unknown gets it. Unknown, 8 months, man. Holy piss. That's crazy. 8 months. And Jenna or Franca, who do you like more? Absolutely Franca now. It was pretty close earlier, but this is so mean. This is genuinely so mean. The sound of the door slamming shut echoed. Lumi descended the stairs and saw Jenna. She really hadn't left. How'd it go? She asked. Lumina recounted the conversation, focusing on the key points. You should go back. I'll wait outside in case of an accident. Lumina glanced back at the dark hallway and said, I'll wait here. One person is enough. If she calms down, she might want to talk to me. You'll just provoke her even more. Okay, Lumina said. It's for Kami. It's fucking... It's Trier. You're gonna try to tell me that the demoness of pleasure would be difficult to digest in Trier if you take out 3 people? If you take out fucking Anthony, Anthony, Lumion, and Franca, it would be difficult for you to digest this potion? Like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? It's Trier. How do you have so much XP? How much XP do you have? Oh, you're second. Go. He looked at Jenna and said, in this world, most people are selfish most of the time, like you. And like me. Sometimes I really want to drag you to the abyss, Jenna said. Returning to his apartment, Lumin lay on his bed, staring at his ceiling. He didn't want to rely on cogitation to calm himself. After an unknown amount of time, he had a premonition and sat up, looking at his bedroom window. With a creak, the window opened and Franca appeared. Her eyes red, holding a dagger. Hold on. No shot. Stop. Thanks to you, I've digested quite a bit of my affliction potion, Franca said. The more I think about it, the angrier I become. What the fuck? I can accept Jenna making this choice. Although I'd be sad, sorrowful, and in pain, I would accept it. But you hurt your bro! No! Oh, that is the most devastating accusation to me. You hurt your bro. It's so sad. Oh, it's so over. Do you know how much this hurt me? We were so close, so in sync. So why did you do this? Dude, Franca gotta kill... Listen, I'll say it. Franca gotta cut off his manhood one day, okay? It's a fair compensation. One day it'll regrow at 6 a.m. But you just gotta suck it up for the next like 6 hours, mate. Fuck off. Like, I feel like it's a fair compensation. Me too, Unknown. You ended up making me feel abandoned, like you two are close and intimate, while I am left out, the unnecessary one. I feel betrayed. As she spoke, the gnashing tone in her voice diminished, and a trace of confusion appeared. She paused and threw the dagger, which embedded itself in Lumin's bed. You now have 2 choices. As I said before, if you touch Jenna, I'll make you drink the witch potion and turn you to a woman. Now your choice is to switch pathways and become a demoness of despair. What is happening?
Close your eyes.
What am I reading?
Come to me.
Stop! What am I reading?
Feel alright.
Oh! What the...
Just dance with me all through the night.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Stop!
'Cause I just don't feel
How does that even help? Franca, how does that even help? How does that resolve the issue?
just want you step with me.
Stop! Stop! Oh,
No shot. I'm not reading the next line, bro. What is... Stop. I can't. I can't, bro. I can't read this. What the fuck is this? Bro, this is the volume ender. No, but I won't read it. No, stop. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh, you guys are gonna be so fucking shit, bro. Or 2. I screw you or you screw me. I want to join you too. Frank, stop. I'm not reading. No, stop. I'm not reading the rest. Stop. What the fuck is this? Stop. Stop. What are you doing to me? What the fuck is this? I'll run the awareness. Thank you guys. Stop. What the fuck is this? No, you can't. After speaking, Franca sighed and revealed her usual smile. Wait, what? This was all just a fucking ploy? Oh my god. What is this, bro? Wait, dude, literally, wait, who is Dickie? I've never seen you here before, bro. What are we talking about? What the fuck? Motherfucker came out of the woods to say peek for this moment. What the fuck is this? Stop. You're lying. Motherfucker appeared out of the fog of history for this moment. Let me ask, do you care about me? Hold on, let me lock in. Yes, LEMMiNO said. Do you care about Jenna? Yes. Does Jenna care about you? Yes. Do I care about you? Yes. Do I care about Jenna? Very much. How? What is happening? Why are we making a web? Bro, stop. Why? Bullseye, why are you here? Bullseye, why are you here? Stop it. Go back to your regular... Bullseye, go back to your regular... fucking... account. Why are you in that account? Stop it. Dude, genuinely awareness. This is the... Listen. Oh, you care about me, but you won't give me a goodnight kiss? Fucking liar, bro. There you have it. We all care about each other, and we never know when we might die. So let's stay together. No one abandons anyone. LEMMiNO was rendered speechless, looked at Franca and muttered, I'm not, bro, I'm not reading this. Okay, that's it. Okay, I read that one sentence. I read those 2 sentences you guys wanted me to. I'm not reading anymore. This is done. This is cooked. Someone commented, get a cooked or something. Oh, that's... Oh my... I'm so mad someone thought of it before me. I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad. It should have... Oh, that should have been my comment. Oh, that's so good. Alright, Aaron, fine, you win.
You look quite beautiful in your current state of mind. Franca chuckled. What else would I be doing? As she said, she suddenly half turned her head and looked to the side. Should I give up? Should I leave? Tears trickling down her cheeks. After a few seconds, Franca turned her head back, looking at Lumion. In this world, you two are the most important people to me. The only two. We're reading smut today, genuinely. We're just reading smut today. Aaron, thank you. Under the moonlight, her face streaked with tears. Seeing the tears and streaks on Franca's face, Lumion suddenly had a thought of his own sister. Whoa! 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 This is... Okay. We're reaching some really fucked territory here, guys. What the fuck? What? Motherfucker. That is the whole sentence. That's where the sentence ends. There's a... Seeing the sparkling tears and streak on Franca's face, comma, Lumion thought of his sister Aurora. Period. That is one complete coherent thought. Okay? That is the natural break. There's a period there. Don't say read the whole sentence. I did. Recalling the loneliness that emanated from her when she stared at the stars. He also remembered the life he and Aurora had depended on each other, the excruciating pain when his sister had died and Cordy was destroyed, and the self-destructive impulses he had had when he moved to Trier. Overcoming those and building connections with Franca, Jenna, Charlie, and other tenants of the motel. There aren't many people I care about anymore either, Lumion sighed. Back in Marora, he had emerged in the mutual scheming against Julie, Albus Medici, and the others. Even when facing various dangers and conspiracies, he hadn't sighed as much as he had in the past days. He often felt so troubled that he wanted to burn the world down. But Franca's words struck a chord with him. He already knew what his answer would be, but he wanted to struggle a bit more. Caring doesn't have to manifest that way. Apart from Aurora, you and Jenna are the people I too care about most. No way! I would feel resentful, like an outsider, Franca shook her head. Yeah, we got, you know, this is so fucked. You agreed to Jenna, so you have to agree to me. What the fuck is that? I can't. Bro, you guys can't feel it, but like my head is like 40 degrees. My face is on fire out of the sheer embarrassment of having to read this. It's fucking disgusting. Like, once you started this, you can't take it back. You should have realized this when you made the decision. As a leader of the team, you must remember when dealing with members. Fairness. But for this... What if Anthony wants to sleep with me? Do I have to agree too? Hold on. That is actually the first good point Lumion has made in the last 5 chapters. That's actually the first good point Lumion has made in 5 chapters. Get it. Fuck. Ah, sorry. They were about to score. Oh, they got it. Let's go. Goal in overtime. Let's go, baby. Anthony had... Bro, no, Anthony would never want to, okay? Anthony's the go. Anthony would say, "No, I'm fine just watching. I'm just gonna squeaks my shit in the corner." Yes, you must agree, Franca said. Who told you to sleep with Jenna in the first place? Unless Anthony doesn't want you to, or you consider him a disposable member of the team. What the fuck kind of logic is this? Is this how you digested the instigator potion, Lumion said. Before Franca could even respond, he sighed. I agree, but I only speak for myself. You must talk to Jenna about the rest. Franca's body swayed as if she had lost some strength. We'll talk about it later, she chuckled. For now, I just needed your agreement. And Jenna and I... Lumion wanted to say that he and Jenna had only agreed until the pleasure potion was digested, but didn't feel like it was the right time to mention this. So how is this going to go in the anime? I don't know. Awareness, I don't know. We're like, what, 50 years away from getting this? Who the fuck even cares? Are these the most peak chapters you've read? Truly, yeah. The Hall of Truth? 7 out mid compared to this. Everything to do with
everything to do with Volume 7. Actually, 6 out of 10 compared to this. What are you asking me, Pushkar? They're fucking garbage. I don't want to be reading this. You said, you haven't said which choice you agreed to. I'm more looking forward to you becoming a demoness of despair. Or me screwing you. The remaining choice, Lumine answered. Ugh, that works too. I'll go rest now. I thought, I was kind of surprised. What did you think? I've been so shocked and hurt. How could I be in the mood for the deed? You've agreed, so just keep it in mind. I'll talk about it later. Lumine sighed deeply. After watching Franca leave, disappearing into the night, Lumine walked to the bedroom door. Jenna was sitting in the darkness outside. I didn't expect it to work out this way, Lumine sighed. I didn't expect it either, but I thought about it for a while and felt like maybe I could accept it. Just you and her. It's much better than I anticipated. What did you anticipate? Lumine asked. Franca trying to kill us? I would agree, but hide for a while, waiting until I've agreed for Julian's future before seeing her again. Since your mother's death, you've had quite a bit of a self-destructive tendency. We thought we'd completely helped you overcome them, but turns out it's not the case, eh? Aren't you the same? Jenna said. Is this a support group for the broken? Lumine laughed. Yes. I'll go talk to Franca. We'll exchange our ailments in a few days. Okay. Lumine nodded. Inside Franca's apartment, Franca lay on her armchair, eyes open, rocking, as she heard a knock. She heard the knocking and realized someone was outside. In this state, I could easily be killed, Franca thought. Sure enough, it was Jenna outside, in her vampire makeup. Jenna sat on the single sofa and said, I heard your conversation, and Franca's face turned beet red. So embarrassing! Oh yeah, it's embarrassing now, is it? But the volume ending will compensate for that? I sure hope so, Dr. Z, because I can't do much of this. The volume ending is top 3, let's go. But then, so you think the rest of the volumes are downhill compared to here then? Like 6, 7, and 8? I know 6 and, I think 7 and 8, someone said are really, really short, so it's basically, might as well be one volume. This is top 1 for me? Oh, goddamn. I can tell that there were other thoughts behind that last choice. Can you tell me what they were? Jenna said. Lumine must have told you that it was only the pleasure potion until the pleasure potion was digested. I know him, she said. If I join now in this state, Lumine would definitely feel awkward and not set a time limit. For fairness, he shouldn't propose one to you either. But that's a false realization. I can't deceive myself. False... Oh my god! I'm seeing it! Hold on! I'm seeing it. Lumine becomes the new kind of Alista Tudor, right? Because he's gonna want to become the great old one of this pathway. When he does that... Because Alista Tudor was... He was like half crazy or some shit, right? Do we know the reason why he was half crazy? Because I imagine... He couldn't have been all the time, so I'm imagining he was trying to become like a dual pathway god or something? And if that's the case, then Lumine's trying to basically become that. And guess what Alista Tudor also did? Hold on, it's all working out. After a brief pause, Franca clenched her teeth and said, I've been hiding something from you. I was originally a man. I know. The witch potion. You knew? There's something else. I'm not from this world. I transmigrated from another one, and I took over this body. Another world? The one with the underworld Taoist and the Celestial Master? Yes, and also the Resurrection Island. No wonder you were so agitated when we got Harrison's info. So you understand why I've been so eager to summon the Armored Shadow? You don't mind that I took over someone else's body, do you? Why would I mind? Unless it's the Franca I know being replaced, Jenna responded. Lumine's sister and those mysticism gathering attendees, are they from your world too? Jenna said. Yes, but I can't tell you anymore. I can only talk about my part. I used to dream of going home and returning to my world, so every time I had the impulse to step to you, I couldn't help but ask, can you bear the future? When there's a chance to go home, will you stay for her?
Each time I asked those questions, I retreated, always so conflicted. Jenna listened and smiled. You were one of the kindest people I have ever met. I'm glad you were with me through the toughest times. Do you still think about going home? Franco fell silent, and after a few seconds answered, yes. He swapped from Black Emperor to Red Priest? Oh, interesting. Okay. So he pulled a reverse Rizal, because Rizal tried to go from his pathway to Black Emperor, whereas he tried to go from Black Emperor to Red Priest. Okay. Volume 6 only has some good parts, the rest are meh. I can't do another mess match volume anymore. I can't. Is MX still here? MX, did you kill yourself? MX might have killed himself by now. It's over. It was 2-0. Oof. It's so cooked. Kran, how's it going, man? Hearing Franca's answer, Jenna bit her lip and said, "Was the choice you just made influenced by this factor?" "Maybe," Franca said. "I felt that if I did not do this, there would always be that lingering resentment in my heart. We would grow apart. Once the mission is completed and there's no external force to keep us together, we would drift apart. And I didn't want that. When I left a dagger just now, I genuinely wanted to castrate LEMMiNO to vent my anger. But walking in the shadows, the wind sobered me up, so I thought, love is such a nuisance. Without it, we could just be happy together." I mean, it's meh at some points, but the goal of the volume just keeps you going. The goal of the volume, of course, is to become an angel. Because the ending of this volume is obviously him becoming a demigod. We know this, okay? This is just, let's drop the pretext, okay? Kami, what chapter does he advance? Come on, you told me the last one, tell me this one too. When I left with a dagger, I genuinely wanted to, with that, I suddenly thought if I could exclude love and the possessiveness and jealousy, maybe this could work. Kami, come on, you told me it's sequence 5, come on. Madame Judgment has always told us that the end is near, coming in a few days. Argentina won 2-0. I know, I was watching the game. I'm gonna play the cookie song. Wait, did Messi score both? I know he scored the last one. He scored this one. Dude, he's had 5 goals in 2 games. You're almost on my favorite part. I'm saying it again. I assume it's the volume ender, Chris? Oh, Kren? Although there were no signs of the apocalypse, and we often forget this matter, to maintain a good mindset to avoid going mad, we've already experienced 2 major catastrophes in Trier alone. Under such circumstances, any one of us may leave, say goodbye, or die at any time, so why care so much? After trying, our future may become better and will become closer, or it may get worse. But how will we know the result if we never try? Messi on a generational run, speed crashing out. True! A specific part of the volume ender. Messi, also another Ballon d'Or, just watch. What's number 9? Fuck it, what's number 9? Of course, human emotions are uncontrollable. Even if our future gets better, the hidden love and possessiveness and jealousy it brings can't be eliminated. But that is the essence of Demoness. But no matter what I do, I still like that saying, life is short, why not give it a try? Jenna listened intently to Franca's statement and said with a gaze, "That's why I feel such a strong sense of urgency and sometimes make selfish choices. I've heard LEMMiNO tease you with life is short, why not give it a shot? Was it because you did something strange?" I was quite hesitant and conflicted about drinking the witch potion, Franca said, and someone said that to me. Was it that saying that also encouraged you with Martin? Yes. I hadn't met you all then, and I didn't have anyone I cared about, Franca responded. Did you ever think about trying LEMMiNO? Well... Oh, come on, you pure-hearted girl. Let's not talk about such things. Damn it, Jenna said. The dirty jokes and obscene scenes I heard and saw while singing in bars was far more shocking than this. You look tired. We should get some rest. Okay, Franca said. No, Kami, we're gonna do... I promise you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do those chapters, that 21 chapter stream, Wednesday. I'll do all of it on Wednesday. I'm gonna skip tomorrow. I'll let you know. No stream tomorrow. I'll let you know. Maybe we do like a night Outer Wild stream. Maybe. But that's it. No, no stream, no reading tomorrow. And then I'll end the volume Wednesday. That way, even if I don't stream tomorrow, but then I do 21 chapters Wednesday, it still ends up being all day. Or it still ends up being like 10 chapters a day I'm keeping up with, so it's all fun. And stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'll finish those today, man. It's all good. What, 861, right? What am I at? I'm at 854. What are you talking about? I'll just do the 7 chapters now, and then just 7 or 8 chapters, whatever. When Wednesday? About this time, Hope. So about 2 hours now is when I started this. Dude, I know. Awareness. Okay, now I'm gonna lock in, and I'm just gonna... Can you skip Wednesday and stream on Thursday? Chris, I can't. I can't do Thursday. I can't do tomorrow, and I can't do Thursday, and I don't want to... And if I wait until Friday, it'll fuck up basically the whole week is the problem. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Chris. I really... I know that's kind of fucked for you because you're moving on Wednesday. I'm sorry. If you wait until Friday... This is the problem, right? Comment, fuck. I'm just going to do it on Wednesday. It is what it is. That way, at least I can... That way, 860, and then I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday to stream, and I can hopefully get to like 900 or so. By the end of the week. I'm sorry, Chris. Sensitive to details, Jenna smiled. Ask whatever you want. You've already made that decision. What else could you hesitate to ask? Franca hesitated for a moment, then looked at Jenna's eyes. If I had told you from the start that I was originally a man, would you have fallen for me? I can't answer such a question, but maybe, Jenna said. I've told you before, during that time you were a light in my life. To me, you were both my best friend and my older sister. Despite not being related by blood, after my mother died, I even projected some of my feelings for her onto you. Maybe that's why I thought I shouldn't give you any false hope and cut things off early. In my heart, if I were to rank the 3 people I care about most, it would be Julian, you, and LEMMiNO. You have a good way with words. Love may fade one day, but the bond we share will not. You have a great way with words, Franca said. Of course, I studied hard back then. I can't accept the idea of joining right now, just speaking for myself. Franca said, she turned back to Franca and said, but who knows what the future holds. It's just a saying. Turning back, Jenna opened the door and left, but paused before leaving and said, if one day you find a way home, and both LEMMiNO and I want you to stay, would you? I don't know, Franca said. 2 days later, in the underground quarry, Franca, Jenna, and Amandina, who just arrived from Matani, stood inside a wall of spirituality built by LEMMiNO. Anthony, who Amandina hadn't noticed, was responsible for guarding the perimeter. Fucking cuck. LEMMiNO calmly completed his preparations, lit the candle, dripped the essential oil, and stepped back. He wasn't worried about the lack of demigod protection. First, Amandina was present. Second, when he was sent to the bottle of when he sent the bottle of samurai and women's spring to Madam Magician, he had mentioned this matter. Sensing the candle flames flicker, Franca became nervous, while Amandina looked puzzled. She had no idea what was about to happen. Franca nodded and said, I summon in my name the spirit that wanders about the unfounded, a combination of numerous shadows, LEMMiNO Lee's contracted creature. A familiar part of the process to Amandina, similar to summon a messenger. She didn't pay much attention. But to her disappointment, Franca, Jenna, and LEMMiNO were all focused on the ritual. Soon, a blurry shadow in fish scale armors emerged from the candle flame, its black scales stained with pure gold. The transparent faces on the scales were much clearer than before, more twisted and fierce. They silently screamed, displaying hatred and malice. Amandina was startled. In the appearance of their armored shadow that scared her, such horrors couldn't intimidate someone who had experienced the Dream Festival, summoned Baneful, and been to the catacombs. What shocked her was Armored Shadow and the ghostly faces on its scales. She almost stopped breathing. Armored Shadow spoke in a strange language. Only Franca could barely understand it. Disciple of the Underworld Gate. It really recognized Amandina. Franca muttered, noticing Armored Shadow's malice had lessened, indicating a more peaceful interaction possible. Lumion also heard the change and quickly had Franca place over 100,000 Verl d'Or of gold on the altar, then spoke in Hermes. I offer this sacrifice. Please complete a simple task and answer 2 questions. Armored Shadow conveyed its agreement. Lumion didn't place the documents Franca had handed her. Those weren't the documents Mr. Starr gave Franca, nor the original. The former had its order completely scrambled, making it difficult to interpret through a question and format answer. The latter could corrupt Armored Shadow. So Franca expressed her intention, and Mr. Starr provided a new document. The new documents extracted several complete sentences from the original, containing hundreds of words frequently used. The task is to translate these documents, Franca said. She wasn't sure if Armored Shadow would even accept the deal. With a whooshing sound, the 2 pages floated up, hovering before the Armored Shadow. After a few seconds, the shadow spoke again. Pure yin does not last. Pure yang does not grow. Yin contains yang. Yang contains yin. The union of yin and yang gives rise to everything. This is the way of the heaven. That's fucking it, Franca thought. Although she hadn't truly done the deed, she suspected Armored Shadow was insinuating something about herself, Jenna, and Lumion. What? To Franca, the sentence Armored Shadow had translated was quite ordinary, something she often heard before her transmigration. She couldn't understand why the major arcana holders thought such words may bring corruption. Could it be the words themselves? Like the word I could have entirely a different meaning in Intes and Hermes? However, isn't there a phrase that seems to be a bit off? Yin and yang unite to create all things. Shouldn't it be yin and yang unite to produce all things? Franca had been an avid internet user before her transmigration, and one of her hobbies was reading novels and watching anime. She had only seen yin and yang unite to produce all things, and never heard of yin and yang unite to create all things. After thinking carefully, she found it understandable. Yin and yang unite to nurture all things grow and weave together. In that case, the logic remained sound. While Franca was distracted by her thoughts, she continued to listen seriously to the rest of the sentences. She didn't write down the corresponding content. As a demoness proficient in divination, she could easily recall the content in dreams later. The subsequent sentences were similar to the first, all about opposition, contradiction, conflict, reflection, harmonization, and the unity. The only thing she felt off was to approach the way of heaven. The way of heaven in this case seems to be the pathways, right? Because heaven is godhood in this case. To approach the way of godhood is the pathway or the sequences. From her understanding, Franca naturally linked it to the knowledge that boons made the recipient gradually closer to the giver. And the way Underworld Tao was granted power to Amandina was through a boon. To approach the way of heaven, is this document actually how to use mind and body harmony? I know what yin and yang means, yes. Balancing yin and yang to synchronize with the so-called heaven and earth. Franca saw that the Armored Shadow, Chen 2, had finished translating and let the documents float back. After catching the document, she immediately asked the first question: have you heard of anyone traveling from the world you and the Underworld Taoist to another come from to another world? Franca didn't translate the question into Intesian for Lumion to ask, fearing Amandina would learn about transmigration using her original language. The Armored Shadow turned her gaze to Franca, who spoke in a similar language. After a few seconds, I looked back at Lumion and said, conveying the thought of who should I answer. As the host of the current ritual, Lumion had to approve, or Armored Shadow and Franca wouldn't be able to communicate. Lumion nodded. This is the first question. Unknown, the Armored Shadow spoke. It still used a language close to Franca's mother tongue. Amandina grew increasingly confused, unable to understand a single thing. Amandina glanced at Lumion and asked, what are they talking about? What language are they using? Jenna chuckled and said, even though I look serious, I don't know either. Amandina just sighed. I'll tell you secretly, Lumion doesn't understand either, Jenna said. Wow, Amandina thought. Why don't you learn that language? We just started in the past 2 days. It's rough, Jenna said. At this time, hearing Armored Shadow's answer, Franca couldn't help but feel disappointed, but maintained her normal demeanor and asked, Can you use an illusion or similar method to show the corpse that floated from Penglai to the river earlier? This question came to Franca's mind in the past 2 days, directly prompted by Amandina hearing the underworld Taoist say, Beware of Penglai, and Armored Shadow Chen-Tu mentioning that before the mysteriously vanished Penglai had reappeared. Franca thought that matters related to Penglai might be important and possibly linked to their hope of returning to their home world. It wasn't that she shouldn't have asked. After hearing this, Jenna suddenly realized her mistake and wanted to slap herself. It wasn't that she shouldn't have asked this question, but the way she phrased it. According to her current phrasing, even if the Armored Shadow agreed, it would only need to say yes without showing the specific appearance of the corpse. Should I prepare another 100,000 world door? But I'm fucking broke, Franca thought. Unfortunately, our Armored Shadow, Chen-Tu, was honest. Bye, Pushkar! Once the question was approved by LEMMiNO, it immediately made countless transparent faces on its scales protrude. It made the surrounding water eerie green with the wind blowing. Water droplets condensed on the altar, gathering into a water surface. The figure floated in deep darkness, unable to show a specific form as it had been hollowed out. The face was relatively intact. Through the deep to bone rotting marks, one could still see the pale and dim skin. Franca was stunned. Isn't this Harrison? He had long died, turning into a decaying corpse on the river Styx? So why is he still alive? Moreover, the corpse appeared on the river a few years ago. Only then did Berman encounter Harrison. What the fuck is going on here? Though LEMMiNO didn't understand Franca's question, she guessed why Franca was so shocked from the detail. He turned his head to look at Franca, seeing the surprise and astonishment on her face. LEMMiNO nodded and said, Thank you for your answers, to Chen-Tu. The gold on the altar disintegrated, turning into pure light, flowing at the Armored Shadow's surface. Seeing the fish armor almost turned golden, sacred and heavy, LEMMiNO frowned. After extinguishing the candles, he said to Franca, another 2 times, and the Armored Shadow should be fully restored. We can only summon it once at most. Yes, Franca said. It's Harrison Ford? Stream muted for me? Yeah, Franca snapped back to reality. Oh, there goes Rabbit. I'm sorry. As LEMMiNO clinged up the altar, she smiled at Amandina. We can leave now. Wasn't I supposed to help? But I didn't do anything. You did, Franca smiled. When? Don't you feel that the language Franca and Chen-Tu spoke was similar to the language the figure spoke in your ear? It seems similar, Amandina thought. The shadow just now was likely sealed by your teacher, the figure. You, being here, could mislead it, making it think this represents the figure's attitude, reducing the level of difficulty. That's your help. Well, what is my teacher's name? They all thought this was a normal question. Underworld Taoist, Franca said. Also, refer to him as master, not teacher. Underworld Taoist. Franca. Amandina softly repeated the term. What is the difference between master and teacher? A master includes a paternalistic meaning, Franca said. I can provide some help again in the future, Amandina said. Can you help me collect mid to low sequence potion formulas and characteristics of the Ebonite pathway? No problem, Franca said. I thought you'd asked to visit the Samurai in Women's Spring, LEMMiNO said. It'll take a while longer for me to adapt and go after my own sequence matches the boon level. I don't want to turn into an old man with a white beard. After sending Amandina away, LEMMiNO, Jenna, and Anthony sat in the living room of the apartment of Franca's apartment, listening to Franca recount. What do they mean? Jenna asked. Pure yin does not last. Pure yin does not grow, meant. As Jenna listened, she gradually didn't know how to position her body and avoided moving her gaze. LEMMiNO took a tactical sip of water, and Anthony's expression remained unchanged. I think these senses are too ordinary, not worth such regard. No, they must be important, LEMMiNO said. Franca looked at LEMMiNO and said, What do you mean? We all know that there are great existences occupying several adjacent pathways like Mr. Fool and Celestial Worthy. Then there's the Great Mother at the top of the Moon, Earth, and Villain pathway. I used to have an air fryer, but it died. Oh no, that's the greatest sadness in reality, truly. Oof. So if the phrase to approach the way of heaven indeed means adjusting oneself to getting closer to the bestower and actively seeking boons, then in this context, what does the way of heaven represent? Top of which pathways? From our current understanding of the 22 pathways, Hunter pathway definitely represents Yang, while the Demoness might represent Yin. It could also be the Earth or Moon pathway, considering the symbol of Yin and Yin likely refers to the Demoness pathway here. Franco only knew that the Hunter pathway could transform a woman into a man. She wasn't sure if the Earth or Moon pathway could transform a man into a woman, classifying them as Yin based on their association. By the way, I'll say it. If Cuttlefish opts for Franca not to turn back to a man when she can, he's a coward. I'll say it. So, in these sentences, the way of heaven represents to the top of the Hunter and Demoness pathway, Jenna asked. Probably, Franca nodded. The knowledge in Mr. Starr's document may explain how to correctly understand the contradiction, opposition, transformation, and unity. Then, through one's behavior and necessary external help, harmonizing yin and yang to the greatest extent to approach the corresponding way of heaven, that is, the great existences at the top of the Demoness and Hunter pathway, and obtain boons. Having reached this point in analysis, what comes to mind? Chris, because it would be so easy for her to remain a woman, right? That's how we've always known her, and it's easy for us to materialize her that way. But for her to switch pathways, to return to something that we've only thought about very superficially, but for her to return to something that's more natural to her, but more unnatural to the audience, would make sense for her character, but it would be jarring to the audience, because we would say, hey, what do I, like, okay, do I now call her Frank? Because in my mind, she's still Frank, and it's going to be hard to reconcile for the audience. And so if he chooses to be a coward and say, hey, I'm just going to do what's easier for the audience to understand, rather than what's better for her character, that is what makes him a coward. Lumen chuckled. Having reached this point of the analysis, what comes to mind? The joining of the Blood Emperor and Primordial Demoness? Barely keeping up with my thoughts, Lumen half praised, half mocked. We've always wondered why the Blood Emperor and the Primordial Demoness would cooperate. As the true gods of the adjacent pathway, shouldn't they be mortal enemies? Magician told me that choosing a pathway determines your friend and your enemies. Aren't you two from adjacent pathways and still not enemies? Haven't you shared a bed? Franca glanced at Lumen and Jenna and lampooned. Dude, this might be the first lampoon in the entire book. Oh, I've waited so long. During such moments, she often felt that her affliction potion had digested a bit. Of course, she knew this enmity mainly applied to the higher levels. The seal of convergence effect from Mr. Door may be a technical detail onto how it's done, not the cause or the purpose. The goal of Elisa Tudor and the Demoness is to join the body in the way of heaven, Franca expanded. To approach the way of heaven using a concept from her previous life felt more appropriate. Sensing her companion's confusion, Franca scratched her ponytail and explained, it means uniting with the so-called way of heaven. An imprecise analogy would be usurping a true god's position, not replacing a true god, but the great existence represented by the way of heaven. Then why don't the Primordial Demoness and Elisa Tudor kill each other and devour each other's characteristic to unite? Anthony questioned. Maybe they need to harmonize before unifying. At least that's what the senses suggest, Franca said. In other words, Alista and the Primordial need to combine first, adjust their state, get close to the way of heaven, and then enter the unification stage. So they had to temporarily cooperate while preparing to betray each other once they achieve their goals. What did they call this? The first sword upon reaching the shore cuts down around you? Lumen and the others were used to Franca's sudden nonsensical remarks and patiently waited for her to continue. It's also possible that Elisa Tudor and the Demoness came across similar knowledge, but due to the lack of proper training and understanding, they naively thought combining yin and yang meant for the Hunter and Demoness pathway had to be physically united, resulting in them producing children. What do they call this? This is what happens when cultures don't communicate well. Well, it's not wrong, it's just narrow-minded, I suppose. Jenna started to feel uneasy, relating to her own experience. Lumen frankly remarked, I've always said that redheads and thick heads need to read more and study hard. I don't think it's a misunderstanding. Even if Alista Tudor, being half mad, didn't fully grasp the meaning of unification of yin and yang, he had top-tier cryptologists around him. Anthony expressed a different view, referring to Amon. Did you forget that one of Amon's titles is the god of mischief? Mischief? Maybe you wanted to see such a development. Did you resonate with Amon too? Because you're quite the trickster, Franca muttered. So, the special mirror world is a byproduct of Alista Tudor and the Demoness's attempts to unify, or a necessary creation for occupying the way of heaven, similar to high-sequence advancement rituals. We can't draw conclusions yet, but the direction seems right. Franca took out a dark red fountain pen from her traveler bag and wrote the translated sentences. She thoughtfully interpreted individual characters based on sentence structure, text shape, and reasonable assumptions. Finally, recognizing their discussion into a report, appended it to the document and sent it to the major arcana holders. Franca finally breathed a sigh of relief. The gains from summoning Chen Tu were greater than I expected. Now we can confirm that the Resurrection Island is Penglai Divine Mountain, and Harrison is the corpse that drifted from Penglai. Franca was somewhat disappointed that there was no definitive answer proving that the Underworld Taoist and Harrison's world were the same as the ones they had arrived from. So she planned to ask Chen Tu directly next time, if it had heard of the celestial worthy of heaven and earth for a blessing. Anthony, who knew little about Chen Tu, Penglai, and the so-called river, was rather confused. Harrison died and was resurrected, as expected from someone from Resurrection Island. But why did it disappear from the Underworld Taoist's world? 2 deities to have fun? That would be hilarious, and very in character, Dr. Z. Dude, oh my god, this music is so fucking hard. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get tired of this. This is so good. What the fuck? Based on Harrison's words to the Demon Warlock, people from Resurrection Island have been active in our world for a long time. Did our Resurrection Island disappear from its original world because it transmigrated here? Can it now communicate with the original world? Jenna finally understood. She then lit up. Her eyes then lit up. It's possible! Damn! Why didn't we lure Harrison out this time? Although she realized that the visitors from Resurrection Island may be more dangerous than expected, they had Madam Magician overseeing their visit. Our main task now is to find Harrison, or the mirror person Pelia. Lumen stood up and spoke. Pelia was the mineralogist, Jasmine. Before Frank and the others could respond, he added, I also need to start gathering supplementary ingredients for the Iron-Blooded Knight. We can also gather ingredients for the Demoness of Despair. With no clear leads to track now, we have plenty of free time, Franca said. I'll do my best, but I have another task as well, Anthony said. Joining the Psychology Alchemists? That's a long-term ask, Anthony explained. Ma'am Hermit's Minor Arcana card, the Knight of Swords is in Trier, needs help from a Beyonder of the Spectator pathway. Madam Justice has recommended me. What kind of help? Lumion asked. I don't know. Feel free to ask for help if needed, Lumion nodded. In a wooden house. Are we getting an Anthony subplot? This is gonna be my oh my god, please get me away from these fucking lunatic, fucking hypersexual losers, okay? That's all these fucking hunters and demonesses think about. Anthony, my go. Let's go on an adventure, okay? Fuck these guys. In a wooden house on the southern continent, the star leaned back in his chair, staring talk about asexual loser. The star has appeared. The star leaned back in his chair, staring blankly at the paper. Suddenly, a brilliant starry light appeared before him, forming a dazzling door. The door opened, and Madam Magician stepped out, holding a letter from Franca. The translation you asked for has arrived. Madam Magician tossed the stack of papers onto the table in front of the star and pulled up a chair. Mr. Star didn't change his position, merely extending his hand forward. Dude, can you imagine, though? If you read COI first, how cool you would think Mr. Star is? You would think Mr. Star is goated as fuck. And then you read Lord of the Mysteries after and you go, this is Mr. Star? This guy? Are you kidding? Mr. Star didn't change his posture, merely extending his hand forward. The stack of papers floated up, held by an invisible force, and landed in his hand. The star began to read through the pages with a focused eye. After a while, he looked up at the magician from his desk and said, what do you think of their speculation? From a writer's perspective, there's no better speculation than what they wrote. Of course, I actually believe it's probably true. What about you, Mr. Palez? Mr. Star's eyes darkened and an aged voice spoke. Back then, we only sensed Alista was doing something dangerous. We didn't know the specifics. Bro lost generational aura, genuinely. And he read Lord of the Mysteries after COI. If this is true, one question remains. Where did Alista acquire this knowledge? One possibility is that the uniqueness of the Red Priest pathway, already somewhat tainted, combined with Alista's forceful switch to a non-adjacent pathway sending at the cost of madness, caused him to sense the situation over there when he became a god, resulting in a wondrous resonance. Another is that it was given to him by you-know-who. I love how Adam is genuinely Voldemort. They're like, you-know-who. You can never count him out. We do not speak of him. Klein, you may as well mention his name. He's going to try to kill you all the same. Are you saying that there's an inkling of that individual in this matter? Hasn't he always been interfering in history, steering it towards his direction? Of course, this might not be predestined history, but an experiment of his, I suppose. I never fully understood why he would help Alista forcibly ascend to Red Priest, stabilizing him to prevent immediate loss of control. Now I have some idea. At the time he was only King of Angels, making it difficult to influence and arrange events involving gods. But what if the true god was already in a bad state, acting on instinct alone? It would probably be much easier. With the participation of the mad Alista Tudor, the primordial demoness may indeed be drawn to this. In the end, he likely confirmed his hypothesis, gaining valuable experience, though it led to an unexpected eruption of the War of the Four Emperors. How many years passed from Alista's ascension to Red Priest to the outbreak of the war? 537, he answered. Enough to verify some things, the star remarked. If this is the truth, he must be aware of the latent issues in the special mirror world. Ha! If Mr. Fool were awake by now, he'd definitely go to the Forsaken Land of the Gods, grab him by the collar, and demand to know what is hidden in the depths of the mirror world. Mr. Fool isn't so violent and crude, the Stark sighed. Do you know what fantasy means? Madam Magician chuckled. You have to distinguish between fantasy, truth, and lies. The real emotion behind lies, the deep-seated feelings, tendencies, impulses, and the conflicts expressed through the most impossible scenarios imagined in fantasies. Also, what's said as truth, thought as truth, and even actions don't necessarily represent the true attitude. By the way, can I say it? If you were reading COI first, your understanding of the pathways would be so fucking crude and minimal, it'd be disgusting. Whereas Lord of the Mysteries by this point at chapter 800 had done such a good job. I had like such detailed notes about which pathways I had, which conjecture about which ones, and like you would have none of that if you read COI first. Once you extinguish these, she sighed, you'll have a preliminary grasp. The knowledge gained from this time pertains to the Hunter and Demoness pathway, also arranged by him. I think it's more likely done by the Celestial Master, the Magician pondered. We don't know his current state, but judging by the Underworld Taoist, even if he couldn't prevent the Moses ascetic orders, Camarilla, from being corrupted, he could deeply influence the knowledge comprising the corruption in the hostile incident. He noticed the Seven of Wands. Is it his arrangement that the Hunter and Demoness... Oh, is it Hope, or is Lord of the Mysteries the prequel? I wonder. Madam Magician chuckled. It's more than just an entanglement. Though I haven't witnessed it myself, my spiritual intuition and writer's sense tells me something must have happened. I pity them, but can't help be curious of the details. The current development is the inevitable result of their fate entanglement, emotional interaction, and personal character, likely unrelated to him. But, Magician needed to emphasize that word, I now suspect their initial meeting was arranged by him, and he let things develop naturally. Do you understand? A top-tier writer sets the stage, constructs the events, and let the characters express them as they will. The star wanted to mock the writer initially, but glanced at the paper and remained silent. Magician sighed as well. Should we decrypt more information? We should be able to decrypt more of that information now? What about the payment? What will you give the Two of Cups? As he took out one beyond ingredient from another bottle of silver, the star spoke. They've been prepared long ago. They formulate an ingredient from sequence 9 through 7, sleepless through nightmare. Not giving that gold coin? Magician asked. Though the Two of Cups is our chosen guide for that dream, she can't be given it too easily. Even if she's trustworthy and knowledgeable, I'll give her another task to give her and tell her that besides the sequence 6 potion, a formula and ingredients, you'll receive a special reward. The star brushed his head. Adam was cooking all of this? Dude, Adam is such a piece of shit. How long has he... Well, how many hundreds of years has this motherfucker been doing all this? Oh my god. Can't you be cooking outside of the world barrier and take out some of the other great old ones eyeing this world, bro? What are you jerking off for? The magician nodded, then asked another question I've always wanted to ask. Why do you remain with Mr. Star, even advancing to sequence 1, Palaz? When you get old, you desire stability. You desire stability and don't want to change your custom environment. Tell me the truth, magician smiled. When you become a sequence 1, you'll understand. You'll feel the impact of Mr. Fool and the Celestial Worthy's conflict, forcing me to stay within the Church of the Evernight for some protection. Dude, what a coward! What a coward! He said, I'm scared. The magician nodded, then gathered the formula and ingredients. Where did you get these? He said. Sent an application to the Pope, the star said. What? What? You're telling me Leonard, our Leonard, is now at the point where he can just send a letter to the Pope and be like, yo, homie, need a favor, what's up? And the Pope goes, what? Dude, listen, I hate to say it. You guys know how much I love her. But the Evernight Church has really fallen off a cliff. If the Leonard has the Pope's ear, this shit's about to come tumbling down. Okay, all the good people have died in book 1. Clearly, they gotta listen to this motherfucker. Magician seemed to have an epiphany. She stood up, opened a starry door, and left. The night was receding, and dawn had not yet broken. Jenna lay under the covers, her white shoulder exposed, leaning. Oh god, I'm just reading this in my head. Fuck off. Oh my god.
Come to me, feel alright. Just dance with me all through the night. Turn it out, close to you. I feel good, 'cause I just don't feeling of you. Give it to me, baby. Feel alright. I feel good. Just want you step with me, dance with me, here with me, feel alright. I feel good on you.
After this chapter, you gotta stand up. Okay, yeah. Listen, Hope, if you want to see my penis, you're gonna need. I'm gonna need a really big donut here, okay? And even then, it will have to be. It will have to be in Discord. I'm sorry, I can't do this here, okay?
Close your eyes.
Lumen stroke Jenna. Oh my fucking god! I thought it would have changed. Oh.
Just dance with me all through the night.
I would have thought it changed. Fuck.
Close to you. I feel good, 'cause I just know feeling of you.
Dude, this is damn near a whole chapter worth of this bullshit.
I feel good. Just want you step with me, dance with me, here with me, feel alright.
Hope, what do you mean hit that goal? Squeeze me? Let me show you. What am I at? I'll shoot. What are you talking about?
To make a groove all night.
Damn, washed. Yeah. Harsh, listen. I'm your audiobook, okay? I'm not your, I don't know, audio Pornhub. I don't know what you think this is, okay? Fuck off. Listen, I'm at 41 members, okay, Hope? I don't know about you, buddy, but that math ain't mathin'.
Feel alright. I feel good. Just want you step with me, dance with me.
Jenna's eyes flickered. Frank had told me that Roselle and she came from the same world and country. I was thinking that Roselle was at least an angel, maybe even close to becoming a god, and even he couldn't go back. Don't you think that it means it's either hopeless or impossible? Lumin sighed, but Frank and the others believed that either the Emperor didn't have time to find a way back or something unexpected happened, or he faked his death and has already returned. It's definitely not the latter. If it were, the Emperor would have destroyed parts of his diary before returning. Jenna shook her head. True, Lumin remarked. From Roselle's diary that Frank has shared, it's clear he encountered something terrifying in his later years. But what confuses me is that during that period, he never seemed to consider going back. Also, he valued his eldest daughter highly, and Queen Mystic Bernadette is still active. These are the reasons I think Franca's hopes are slim. They probably have similar thoughts, but just don't want to share them. Okay. Fair enough, Hope. Fair enough. Good timing. I want to save it. Oh, it's such a good song. It's from Lies of P.
Come to me.
People need hope to live, Lumin said. Jenna chuckled. You're doing much better, too. Go and see Franca this morning, okay? She said.
All through the night. Turn it on. Close to you. I feel good. 'Cause I just know.
What do you mean, take the initiative? I've never been the one to make first move in such scenarios. I can't just go up to Franca and say I'm here to fulfill agreement now, can I? Show your guilt in front of her. Help her out as best you can. And then... Okay, I'm not... Okay.
Want you step with me, dance
Alright.
with me. I feel good on you. Alright.
In Franca's apartment, Franca opened her door and saw Lumion. There's no shot I'm going straight from Franca and Lumion to fucking... Or Lumion and Jenna to Lumion and Franca. There's no fucking chance. Come on. You're not gonna do this to me. I can't.
Close your eyes.
I'm... Dude. No, Kami, change the music. Change the music. I want the no longer human music on right now. Because that is how I'm feeling. Put it on right now or I'm putting it on myself. Right now. I can't let...
Close to you. I feel good.
Thank you. Dr. Z, you are the first reasonable person here. Thank you. I appreciate you. I missed you. I could have used this as sage advice fucking months ago. But obviously, you know, you had some you had some more pressing shit going on.
Just walk your step with me, dance with me, here with me, feel alright. I feel good.
Kami, I will end stream right now. Kami, I will end stream right now. I swear to God, I'll do it. I'll do it. Dude, my life has become such a joke. What the fuck is this?
Close your eyes. Come to me. Feel alright. Just dance with me all through the night. Turn it on. Close to you. I feel good. 'Cause I just don't feeling of you. Give it to me, baby. Feel alright. I feel good. Just want you step with me, dance with me, here with me, feel alright. I feel good on you. Alright.
What the fuck? Dude, genuinely, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't. I'm like genuinely so fucking done.
Close to me, feel alright.
This is I'm on chapter 859 now and it's still going on. Fuck this book, bro. Oh my god. Fuck this book. Hope, I know you, like I said, okay, we've already talked about it. If you want to see my penis, then you're gonna have to figure something out. I'm sorry, I don't know, sell a kidney or something. I don't know. Like, this is the 3rd chapter, come on! What are we doing? What the fuck is this?
To make a room all night.
Franco relaxed and then said, "The thing is, Mr. Starr gave me another task. He said in addition to the affliction potion formula and materials, there will be a special reward." "What task?" Lumion asked. "To get some water from the Semirant and Women's Spring," Franca said. Lumion's first reaction was to consider the purpose of the task, but quickly remembered that Franca had said Mr. Starr was likely a high-ranking Red Glove from the Church of the Evernight and the Underworld Taoist, who could grant other Beyonder powers of the Darkness pathway. It's understandable that Mr. Starr, or rather the Church of Evernight behind him, needs water from the Women's Spring, but this task is too simple, and yet he wants to give you a special reward. Doesn't that seem a bit weird? Lumion pondered. I agree. I feel like he designed this task just to give me the special reward. It doesn't make much sense. We've only met once. Compared to the other demonesses and the demoness seer, listen, I don't know. Get Dara to read it. I'm sure you'll have more fun with a woman reading it anyway. I'm not doing this, okay? This is disgusting. Compared to the other demonesses in the demoness sect, one of Franca's greatest strengths was not assuming that every man she met would be infatuated with her. Lumion considered for a moment and said maybe that reward will bring a lot of trouble. Represent something Mr. Starr actually wants you to do. Free rewards are the most expensive. What appears free often comes at a hidden cost, Franca said. Although she had potential problems with the reward, even if they brought trouble, it should be something she and her companions could handle, or the major arcana holders wouldn't give it to her, right? "How's your connection with the supplementary ingredients going?" she asked. This should have been a daily concern, but she hadn't been feeling comfortable every time she saw Lumion these last couple days. Lumion reflected for a moment and said, "I found a large battlefield from a few years ago and got a bag of bloodstained soil. I thought you'd go to the camp where Anthony and his comrades were attacked." "You think I'm that much of a devil? Besides, that's not a large battlefield and may be polluted by an evil god's worship. What about the others?"
I feel good. Just want you step on me, dance with me.
I confirm that there's an active lava at the bottom of the volcano on St. Tick Island, but it's unnecessary to collect it now. It will solidify quickly in the traveler bag. I'll teleport there when needed. Lumion had been using his teleportation ability to travel around the world. I plan to make the powder of plants and trees polluted by the Stone of Catastrophe myself. Make it yourself? Is that even possible? Should be. Certain parts of Beyonder creatures can replace certain supplementary ingredients, and I have the Sword of Courage. I can place it and its companion on a pile of trees and plants, monitoring and replacing consumables. In a few days I should be able to create polluted plants and trees. Of course, this pollution will be more complex and severe than simple Stones of Catastrophe. I'll consult Madam Magician in advance to see if I need to reduce it.
Just dance with me all through the night.
Indeed, Franca's eyes brightened, but the Plague Mother Serpent Bile and Silver Hunter Serpent Fragments and the supplementary ingredients of the Demoness of Despair can't be made by the Black Tear. No rush. Jenna hadn't fully digested the pleasure potion yet. It'll take a couple more days or even a week or two before she becomes a Demoness of Affliction. I have collected the blood of 7 different plague victims, Lumin said. Although there were no widespread plagues at the moment, many places on the northern and southern continent had sporadic outbreaks. With the magic mirror divination of the 2 demonesses, Lumin pinpointed 8 or 9 locations, then teleported there quickly. If the authorities had noticed the outbreak and were considering to control it, he would leave after collecting the blood of the victims. If the plague was continuing, he would attempt to heal it with Lugano. After a few days of work, Lumin had basically achieved his goals. Franca sighed and said, "Remember to use the black tear to deliver the potion formula and materials to Mr. Star gave to Amandina." "When will I digest my affliction potion?" she sighed. Although her digestion potion could be considered fast, it still always felt like it was slow. Next to her, there was a person who was only one step away to becoming a demigod. Lumin turned to her and said, "I just told you you're still lacking in the part about causing others pain, and the target should be of high sequence, or it should be replaced with numbers." Franca didn't link it to her own pain this time and started thinking seriously, causing others pain. Muttering to herself, Franca turned her head and said, Lumin smiled. "Do you have a bold idea?" "You have a false angel rank. If I can make you feel pain, digestion should be quick." "But it needs to be real pain," Lumin said. "For example, castration," Franca said. "We can give it a try," Lumin said. "What?" Alright. "Wait, you're agreeing?" Franca was startled. "If it can help you digest the potion, I'll grow back anyway." "That's okay." No, that's too painful and leave you with some traumas. "I have a better plan." "Genius! I thought of that Julie from that castration in her method. She would seize the moment when the target was about to reach satisfaction and then cut it off, plunging them from extreme pleasure to pain. I can be gentler." "We are going to the Samaritan Women's Spring now," Lumin said. Behind the Samaritan Women's Spring, shrouded in grey fog, since Lumin didn't approach or trigger any abnormalities, Franca waited patiently for a while and then used the golden vial given by Mr. Stark to collect half a vial of water. They didn't bring Jenna, fearing that her encounter with Crismona may lead to an uncontrollable change. Imagine Termy Boris being watched. Yeah, but Termy Boris would have already seen this so long ago, right? He would have just been like, "Ah, yes, I see the stars aligning. The festival is nigh. The Radon Festival." Lumin had planned to bring Jenna here after becoming an Iron-Blooded Knight, with a certain level of self-protection. The high-ranking Major Arcana holder seemed to dislike entering the catacombs, but Lumin, marked and branded, felt even as a demigod he should be able to enter. Not long after, Franca put away the golden vial, and the two walked shoulder to shoulder towards the edge of the grey fog. As they approached the edge of the fog, Lumin and Franca simultaneously noticed a blurry figure outside approaching. Franca first darted to the side and stared, and said, "Harrison." The visitor from Harrison Island. They had failed to converge with him last time, but now they ran into him coincidentally. Gee, what are the chances? Bro. Okay, see, anyone who called me a bum, you guys can fucking suck it, okay? First day of vacation, 3-hour stream. And y'all are calling me bums? Fuck you guys, man. When Franca uttered the name, Lumins also saw the approximate outline of the figure. He didn't look Intesian. Although Lumin had never seen Harrison before, he had seen the pictures Franca had depicted using dream divination, so it wasn't hard to identify him. 90% silent? Okay, I'm sorry. Wiz, you're the go. I love you too, Chris. Nah, Chris, you're goated, man. You know how fucking And you know how much I was stressing? I was like, damn, like I don't really have any mods who mod for COI. Then Chris was like, I've read it, I can do it. My go. What the fuck? What? Sorry, I just gotta... No, Kami. Listen, Kami. I've given you so much props, man. Come on. Dude, I just got, Come on. I just got, someone replied on a comment. I just got a notification for it. Someone replied on my comment on an Instagram post. Do you want to know how old this motherfucker replied 50 minutes ago, okay? Do you want to know how old this comment was? This comment is 404 weeks old. I don't know how long that is, but simple math, 52 weeks in a year. That's like nearing 8 years? It's like, what the fuck? How the fuck did someone even come across that? When Franca uttered the name... okay, hold up. Seeing Franca's excitement, Lumion raised his right hand and gestured downward, signaling his companions to control her emotion. Franca, an experienced beyonder, composed herself quickly and nodded. She understood Lumion's intention not to act rationally, but to observe what Harrison intended to do, by observing his actions. They couldn't determine his sequence, ability, or intentions. This way, whatever response they made afterwards would be composed. Franca shrank further to the side of the slope, using the grey fog as cover, and observed Harrison, who was holding a white candle. Meanwhile, she couldn't help but muse, the law of characteristic convergence. We gave up too soon after just one try. It was our fault for not respecting science. No, mysticism. If we tried a few more times, it would have worked, right? Franca felt at ease, knowing that beyonders like Lumion, marked by Mr. Fool, could enter the area around the women's spring, while others could only see the grey fog, finding it impossible to pass through. Prompting Lumion to mock her and say, even Madame Hella couldn't do it. Where did you get the confidence that you could penetrate the grey fog? This only strengthened her resolve to have Lumion digest her affliction potion. Lumion stood beside Franca, observing every move of the figure outside while recalling his encounters with beyonders of the death, darkness, and warrior pathway, hoping to quickly formulate a strategy against Harrison. Bye, Seer. Alright, we're gonna do like 2 or 3 more chapters, and then we'll call it there, okay? Lumion stood beside Franca, holding the white candle. Harrison took a few steps outside the fog, glanced around, and continued forward. He walked into the grey fog. How can he pass? Franca's eyes widened. Lumion was equally surprised. But he hadn't ruled out the possibility that Harrison could break through the fog barrier and enter. He just hadn't expected it to be so easy. Based on Harrison's constant search for scenes closely related to death, darkness, and dusk, and his drifting as a corpse to the river Styx, Lumion reasonably suspected he may have a way or an item to penetrate the fog. Harsh. Outer Wilds is going to be tonight, okay? We'll do it in a couple hours. I can't just do like 6 hours stream. Come on, man. Seeing the fog no longer served as a barrier, leaving only the fog to interfere with their vision, Lumion extinguished his candle in his hand. As he expected, the surrounding darkness surged in, activating the underworld Taoist's mark. He kept the candle lit to maintain his current state, partly because he couldn't last long in the current situation without risking turning into a catacombs administrator. As Lumion extinguished his candle, Franca took action. Unable to borrow the black chair from Lumion, she took out an ice amulet and a mirror from her bag. With a flash of cold light, Franca, illuminated by the candle's flame, entered the mirror in her hand. As her figure disappeared, the unheld mirror fell to the ground, only to be caught by Lumion. Holding the mirror, Lumion immediately activated the contract mark, transforming into a shadow creature and blending into the darkness. Before Harrison could get closer, they had completed their concealment. In the void behind the mirror, Franca, holding the burning candle, quickly surveyed the surroundings, finding that the area was filled in the same grey fog as the outside. The illusory dark tunnels, like spiderwebs, were excluded by the fog. Sure enough, Franca had already told her that this area was isolated from the spirit world, making spirit world traversal unusable. Even when the spirit world being isolated, the mirror world was certainly no exception. Because the mirror had been brought into the fog-covered area, Franca could enter the mirrored region to hide, but couldn't traverse to any other mirror outside the catacombs. Franca couldn't even reach the mirrors in Lumen's person, let alone those outside. Of course, Franca hadn't intended to use the mirror world for anything other than hiding, preventing the yellowish glow of the white candles being seen from by Harrison. During the previous ambush on Harrison, she hadn't done this because the area she could monitor through the mirror was too small. Franca approached the glass mirror and found that Lumen had thoughtfully turned it towards Harrison, allowing her to see. Seeing Harrison slowly move to the slope, Franca grew even more puzzled. How did he get in? Does he have Mr. Fool's mark? But Madame Judgment and the others didn't know. He hadn't used an item or performed any ritual earlier. But whether it was the Apprentice Pathway's mastery of seals or the Marauder Pathway's exploitation, they're all within Mr. Fool's domain. Doesn't make any sense to bypass the fog. Mr. Fool's mark. At this point, Franca's heart skipped a beat. The Celestial Worthy. Harrison bears the mark of the Celestial Worthy. She found this quite reasonable. Based on her current information, it seemed that the Celestial Worthy was a culprit behind the transmigration into this world. And the Resurrection Island was Mount Penglai, a node where the two worlds intersected on a transmigration point. If this was true, it was natural for Harrison to have a close relationship with the Celestial Worthy. They had been misled by Harrison's pursuit of death. Perhaps, as Jenna speculated, Harrison's deep research into death didn't necessarily mean he was a beyonder of that pathway. They could have better explained this. Why didn't they converge with him last time? As a shadow creature, Lumen also thought of the Celestial Worthy, the great being competing with Mr. Fool for the apex of those pathways. As he watched Harrison slow his advance and thought of more things, previously, Harrison seemingly met the mirror person Jasmine, leading us to speculate they were involved in a project together. You think Franco will ever find out? What? Now it's almost certain. Madam Magician mentioned encountering the Celestial Worthy's followers while dealing with the Overseer Pearl. This purifier could explain why an outsider like Harrison can frequently appear in underground Trier. Oh, find out that this is Earth? I mean, I feel like she should. Lumen didn't rush to act. He wasn't sure of Harrison's level and wanted to see what Harrison intended to do by coming to the Women's Spring. As he followed Harrison's movements, Lumen suddenly remembered, bro, Harrison keeps going to the Women's Springs? He's Jiraiya, for real, for real. Lumen suddenly understood why the Underworld Taoist had warned Em and Dina beware of Penglai. He had previously thought that the reappearance of Mount Penglai and the bodies floating on the river had alerted the Underworld Taoist, but given his dire state, closer to a wraith, he couldn't discern Em and Dina's exact location and situation. Now it seemed to be a message to tell Em and Dina that someone from Penglai had been to the Women's Spring and to be cautious. Just as Lumen sighed internally, Lumen heard Termi Boris's voice, "Protect your traveler bag." Lumen didn't have time to discern the purpose and quickly reached for his waist. At that moment, Harrison raised his right hand. Lumen felt the traveler bag being tugged by an invisible force. Marauder? A boon from the Celestial Worthy, Lumen realized, shifting his position in the shadows. Behind Harrison, darkness surged, outlining Lumen. Aw, bro. Did you know? Someone from my organization beat Amon's ass. You're not that guy, pal. You ready? Even the Celestial Worthy doesn't have quite the understanding of this pathway that Amon does, okay? And we beat his ass. Who are you? The Celestial Worthy would see Amon's application of the Marauder pathway and go, damn, that's clever. As soon as Lumen exited his shadow creature state, he let out a grunt. Two beams of light shot out from his nostrils towards Harrison. Almost simultaneously, Lumen sensed a dense aura of death emanating from Harrison. What a LARP. What do you mean? Celestial Worthy has better knowledge of it? Dude, honestly, Amon is kind of special, though. Amon's sheer understand, because again, the fact that he was born of that pathway gives him some inherent understanding that, I understand what you when knowing the granola and you want to, I get it. Okay, I do. But, listen, any other sequence 1 versus a great old one is not even close, okay? No doubt. Worthy was... Wait. Celestial Worthy was born of that path? How does that even make any sense? I would have thought Celestial Worthy was just another... What? Celestial Worthy is the pathway? Am I being dumb right now? Hold on. What? Was directly born as Lord of the... Dude, I might genuinely be a LARPer. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Alright. Wait, okay, hold on. But, so... Celestial Worthy... Okay, I'm genuine... Okay, you had us. I thought you were rage baiting. What have you been reading? Okay, hold on. So, Celestial Worthy... He's not a... Okay, so my interpretation of it was always that Celestial Worthy is just a earlier great old one of that pathway. I didn't realize that... No, I know he's all three. Yeah, Hope, I get that. No worries. But I didn't think he was born as the Celestial Worthy. Because my understanding of it was that when the original creator died and the pathways and characteristics and stuff were born, they would have all just started out as like great old, like the other great older ones. He was born at that level. Really? Okay, I did not know that. I genuinely did not know that. Directly came as Lord of the Mysteries. All great old ones are direct offspring of him. He was one of the three. Yeah, I know he's one of the 3 pillars. Yeah, I just didn't realize that the great old ones were born as great old ones. I genuinely did not know that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not gonna whatever. But like, I genuinely did not know that. I thought they were just Beyonders who became great old ones in like the second epoch or the whatever. I would not have guessed that's the whole reason why Klein has so much trouble to fight him. No, but like, you could have the same trouble if he's just a great old one that came before you, no? The trouble is that you have someone with the exact same powers as you with an equal, maybe greater understanding of the powers. So like, that's the issue, right? I genuinely did not know they would wipe the floor with another regular great old one. Why do you think so? He's literally the original creator, just one of his personalities? Interesting. How would that have happened without them being replaced by the oldest one? Because Klein the Go? Okay, listen, no argument here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I genuinely did not know that. I apologize. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that was like really obvious and I should have known that. I don't know. It seems like everyone agrees that is. I genuinely did not know that. Because my interpretation of it was that when the original creator died, those slots became available. It was more like the Celestial. It was more like, was not read by you. Fuck you, okay? My interpretation was that when the original creator died, basically those powers got split into those portions to... I told you we learned everything about the great old ones? Maybe, okay, maybe. I did not realize that the original creator literally just basically did what, just kind of did what the ancient sun god did with like the true creator and with Adam and shit. I genuinely didn't realize that. Okay. Remember that the corruption Klein resists as angel is literally celestial world. Yeah, no, that I know, but I just figured that was like... Now that I think about it, when he died, he split into great old ones. Okay. Weird, because when... Aaron, you're right. Okay, no. Okay, Aaron's message makes me realize that I like subconsciously know it, but I don't think I consciously integrated that fact, if that makes any sense. Because like Aaron said that, like as Klein became an angel, Celestial Worthy was trying to overtake him, and as soon as he said that, I was like, yeah, obviously I know that, but it was like, if I knew that, then how does this not make any sense? And it's like, I know this. No, you guys are right. I subconsciously knew this. I just didn't consciously integrate it. I apologize. No, that was dumb. No, listen, no. Okay, you can call me listen, you can call me a LARPer and all that, okay? I deserve. That was genuinely stupid as fuck, okay? Almost simultaneously, Lumen sensed a dense aura of death emanating from Harrison. His spirit suddenly contracted, transforming to a tiny golden millet-like particle hiding in the deepest void of his body, unreachable. The two beams of light hit Harrison's body, but it was like striking a piece of decayed wood or a lifeless corpse. Harrison swiftly turned to Lumion, and his contracted spirit expanded swiftly, filling his body. With this change, the root, wrapped in a white cloth, swiftly transformed into Harrison's right palm. He swung his semi-illusory root at Lumion. The white cloth of the roots fluttered gently, stirring up cries that were either mournful or wailing, drilling into Lumen's ears, causing him to falter just as he was about to change his position, unable to dodge. The root, wrapped in white cloth, struck at Lumion. His skin turned pale and a sense of death deepened. Lumen's body cracked like a mirror, shattering into dull fragments that fell to the ground. Immediately after, he repeated the side of the slope, shaking the mirror that held Franca. Franca understood his intention, immediately exiting the mirror with a burning white candle and landing not far. Lumion and his other hand reached into the traveler bag, taking out the tear accessory in the process and tossing it to Franca. Here, there was no worry about the mystical plague attached to the black tear spreading, and the demoness of affliction could withstand the corresponding mystical pathogen for longer. Lumion even suspected that due to the special nature of the women's spring, the pathogens created by the black tear would only survive for a limited time here. As for what to do, Lumion had already considered it. After throwing the black tear accessory, he reached in and grasped the Sword of Courage. He intended to have the sword share half the damage with him. With Franca around, she would guide and correct the warrior's choices in a more subtle way than the warrior would accept, like occupying a better position, making the warrior throw the sword to her for better use, and then not having to catch it when it was thrown back. As Franca put it, with an external brain, they could be bolder in using the Sword of Courage. Of course, this could only effectively reduce the influence of courage, not avoid it. Harrison didn't just stand by and watch Lumion and Franca prepared and threw the root wrapped in white cloth to them. The root expanded, became illusory, disintegrating into an intertwined pale and greenish light, merging with the darkness. Immediately, several translucent, eerie hands emerged from the ground beneath Franca and Lumion. They seemed to induce some kind of paralysis. At the same time, Harrison's mouth moved, chanting an incantation in a strange language. With a whoosh, blazing white flames ignited at Lumion's feet, bringing high temperatures to counter the chill, cold, and paralysis. Franca, with the black tear accessory wrapped around her waist, silently let the eerie, quiet flames of the demoness flow like water, engulfing the transparent hands. Lumion grasped the Sword of Courage, becoming fearless. He drew the iron-black straight sword and slashed forth. A huge fireball, blazing white with a hint of hue, formed and shot at Harrison, whose black hair was only a thin layer. Harrison, seeing this, did not move, quickly finished the last two sentences of the incantation, and pointed his hand to the spring. Franca, breaking free from the hands, finally deciphered what the enemy was chanting. The first sentence was "Steal the secrets of heaven," and the other was unclear at the beginning and ending with "Swift as a decree, be driven." Below the women's spring, the pale water began to bubble, reflecting a figure of a woman. The figure stared at the silent world without movement, but in front of Harrison a similar, yet more illusory figure appeared. As Lumion's fireball cleaved out the Sword of Courage, approached this figure, it naturally dimmed, becoming illusory. The remaining bit exploded at the end, forcing Harrison back. Seeing this, Lumion didn't hesitate to activate the aura of Alista Tudor. Want to compete? Fine, let's see who can exert more influence. The pale water retreated into the bottomless spring, and a sense of frenzy instantly descended. At that moment, whether it was Harrison, Lumion, or Franca, they all felt a shock to their mind and bodies, wanting to submit. The cold, rotting sensation in Lumion's palm emerged, suppressing the aura of Alista Tudor. The frenzied, violent feeling from the women's spring receded. Lumion was the first to regain his thought, raising the Sword of Courage and rushing to Harrison. Bang! Amidst the sound of the explosion and scattered flames, Harrison's body reverted to a sinister, deathly paper figurine. The paper figurine adhered to the blade of courage, torn to pieces. Multiple paper figurines appeared before Lumion, all exuding a sinister, pale aura. The next second, a black flame flew from Franca, landing on these figurines, burning the spirituality. In the blink of an eye, the paper figurine fell into a series of wails. "Harrison has fled," Franca judged. Lumion, holding the sword of courage, sprinted up the slopes, chasing to the edge of the fog. Lumion was about to pursue when Franca said, "Let's switch artifacts. Mine is almost at its limit." Lumion, undeterred by the negative tear's effects, threw the sword of courage. As soon as the black sword left his hand, rationality reclaimed his mind, almost forgetting that Franca can't leave the fog. "If I go alone, even if I catch Harrison, without an external brain, the sword of courage would be my biggest problem." Franca, though eager to catch Harrison, remained rational enough to analyze and make an accurate judgment. Phew! As Lumion caught the tear, he immediately placed it back into the isolated space, then helped Franca store the sword of courage as well. He then pulled Franca through the grey fog, returning to the slope. As Lumion used his instincts or his hunter abilities to look for Harrison, but after leaving the huge burial chambers, the visitor from the Resurrection Islands completely disappeared. They stopped at the Crismona Night Pillar and exchanged glances. Franca revealed an undisguised disappointment. "If I had known, I would have called Jenna. Given Harrison's ability, we should be glad Jenna wasn't here. If she had been discovered and attacked, she may not have lasted." "True," Franca said, holding the white candle, glancing around, and translated the 2 lines of incantation for Lumion. As Lumion lit a new candle, he said, "Steal the secrets of heaven. He tried to steal my traveler bag. Did he send something valuable?" It seems Harrison is more likely a Beyonder of the Marauder pathway. It clearly uses powers of the Death Domain too. The Marauders we've encountered before, even as Sequence 5, didn't show such abilities. And Harrison clearly lacks godhood. A boost from the Celestial Worthy? After the Demoness of Black told me that the Primordial One can modify the abilities of different sequences in the Demoness pathway, I wrote to Madame Judgment about it. She said it's not only true gods who can do such things, even kings of angels can do so. Amon, for instance, once altered the knowledge and abilities acquired in certain sequences of the Marauder pathway. Is Harrison exhibiting the full original version? That may be, but I also think some of his actions now have surpassed a Sequence 5. Even a full Dream Stealer shouldn't manage all that. The Resurrection Island's method of utilizing powers and manifestation differ from the paths of the Divine? Okay, 884 we have to go to, right? 23 chapters. So guys, what do you think? We leave it there? I can read 62. Alright, let's just do 62. Alright, let's just do 62 and then we'll call it, alright? That'll be like 3.5 hours. Holding the candle, Franca thought for a while, but couldn't figure out the situation. She walked towards the area outside the Crismona Night Pillar and said, "No matter if it's because the Resurrection Island has a special way of utilizing manifesting powers, or if Harrison is a Beyonder of the Marauder pathway, using the secrets of heaven to wield the Death pathway power, or if he belongs to the Death pathway and uses Celestial Worthy's marker or boons, we can't underestimate him. We need to report this." Lumion walked beside Franca, nodding. "If I don't use sealed artifacts, I'm not confident I can beat him. At the very least, I'm not sure if I can capture or kill him. He might also have a Great One artifact. Fortunately, we encountered him today. If it were another time when I was alone, a chance meeting him alone would have been much more dangerous." Franca sighed and changed the subject. "Does this mean the followers of the Celestial Worthy are involved in Project Vortex? What could they gain?" The Descent of an Evil God. Hope, I'm going to read 21 or 22 chapters in 2 days, okay? You can give me a bit of leeway here, come on. The Descent of an Evil God, Lumion speculated, or bringing about the apocalypse? This is undoubtedly a big vortex. We can't just rely on the major arcana holders for help. We need to improve our own strength to avoid being swept up. True, Franca agreed. Lumin looked ahead and said, "You need to digest your potion ASAP, and I need to bring Ludwig fully into the team." Are you saying this out of guilt? There's no need. We can think of other ways. That is part of it, but not the main reason, Lumin continued. Franca frowned slightly and said, "Why did you suddenly come to find me today and be so proactive? I thought I'd have to endure our awkward relationship until I couldn't take it anymore." "If I told you Jenna asked me to seek you out, would you believe me?" She asked, "And you just came?" "If I don't want to do something, sans the influence of mystical powers, there's only one person who can force me to do it." Franca knew who Lumin was referring to and understood. "You brat, you gave it away." They walked in silence for a while. Franca, having adjusted her mood, asked, "Actually, I wanted to ask earlier. Jenna had already found you and expressed her thoughts, and clearly said that the best response was to delay until you became a Sequence 4. How could you delay? There was no need to delay anymore." "Find Anthony. Did you forget we have a psychiatrist in our team?" Lumin said. "How can you discuss such things with a psychiatrist teammate you see every day? That's mortifying." With the help of a psychiatrist or even a hypnotist's ability, the issue could be delayed for a while, but fundamentally, this is an emotional problem, not a psychological or mental one. Using a psychiatrist can delay it, but can't postpone it forever. After a few more steps, she looked ahead and said, "Do you know I only punched you once?" "No. Because you always give me a feeling that goals, powers, and relationships were more important, but you didn't care much about yourself. This time, I thought you'd made all the decisions in that same mindset, but when you said you weren't entirely passive and had your own thoughts, I was happy." In Trier, Quartier de la Maison d'Opera, Anthony met with the Knight of Swords. "Anthony, my go! Thank you! Get me away from this shithole!" The minor arcana holder still wore a white shirt and black vest, his hair slightly disheveled. At this moment, the Knight of Swords sat at a long table, playing several card games. After glancing at what seemed like the aftermath of a card game, Anthony, who had just met the Knight of Swords in the Rockcliffe region on the southern continent, politely greeted him. The Knight of Swords responded briefly. "I need your help with two things. First, to provide psychological treatment for a while to help me stabilize my mental state." "No problem," Anthony nodded. He knew that Madame Judgment and Madame Susie were not in Trier recently. It seemed they had left because there were traces of a dragon on the west Midseashire coast, and a member of the Tamara family's Judgment branch in the Lone Kingdom had surfaced. Both ladies had been away for some time and wouldn't return soon. Amongst the minor arcana holders in Trier, only he could provide psychological treatment. Second is that we discovered some members of the Indulgence faction seem to have brought a significant item to Trier. There are traces of a demigod amongst them. We have confirmed where these Indulgence faction members are staying, but don't know what items they have or if there are other powerful individuals, and we don't want a rash attack. It is best not to involve the authorities in this. If the item is useful to us but falls into official hands, it'll be quite annoying. Alright, bye Bug. We're almost done anyway. Every 2 or 3 days, a servant from their villa comes out to buy supplies. Of course, there's likely an Indulgence faction member watching secretly. We will handle distracting the member watching the servant. You will find an opportunity to hypnotize the servant, ask a couple questions, then hypnotizing him into forgetting. The timing is short and the risk is high. We can't guarantee your absolute safety, only that it will be our top priority. You can refuse, but if you agree, we will give you sufficient or exceptionally special compensation. Exceptionally special? Merrick took out a shiny gold coin from his pocket. "I believe you recognize this?" Lumin remembered the lucky coin Jenna and Ludwig had obtained. "Alright, I will hypnotize the servant and handle the questioning, but you need to design the questions. I don't know what concerns you." "Deal," Merrick said. "Shall we start the first treatment now?" Anthony asked. "Sure." "First, I must clarify that a psychiatrist is not omnipotent. Sometimes I can only help you find the right path. Other times I can provide some emotional relief, allowing you to view troubling matters more normally. Just as restraint is crucial for a moment of release, if you never release, I can only help delay it. Eventually, it will become uncontrollable." 2 days later, in a bursting market, Anthony spotted his target, a man with an evident Southern Continent ancestry, pretending to select fresh meats. He slowly approached his target. According to the plan, Merrick and his team would now start distracting a faction member watching the servant. If they failed, they would use Wraith Possession to inform him that the mission was cancelled. Soon, Anthony reached the target's side. Suddenly, his eyes brightened as he bent down to pick up a louis d'or from the ground. He asked the servant, "Sir, did he drop this?" The servant looked over blankly, and the gold shine of the coin made him squint. "Yes, it's mine." Thus, Anthony had finished his hypnosis. He handed the coin over to the servant and said, "What are they doing in the villa? Never coming out." "They're in an orgy. All of them. They're making babies. Lots of babies." Ooh, Ami Bella returns. Bleach has returned. Let's go! I know, dude. Bleach. That's 1,000 Year Blood Work is so goated. Alright, we're gonna end it there, guys. What, 20, 21 chapters Wednesday? That's it. We'll leave it there. 3.5 hours, damn near perfectly. We're gonna end it there. No stream tomorrow. Maybe we do like a Outer Wild stream tonight, but that's about it. Alright, I'll catch y'all tonight and a little bit for some Outer Wilds. Maybe tomorrow from Outer Wilds, and then Wednesday for the Volume Ender. That's it, boys. Y'all have a good rest of your day or nights, and I'll catch you guys soon.